fax, or multifunction machine? Do you need business cards, envelopes, or office supplies? Are you looking to upgrade to new office furniture? Office World Incorporated in Trenton has been serving all of the Gibson County and the West Tennessee area for over 65 years. Office World is a franchise partner of OfficeZilla. Call today, 731-855-9131, or email officeworldinc@gmail.com.
Award-winning Watson's Cleaning Service specializes in commercial and residential cleaning. Watson's cleans huge commercial buildings, West Tennessee Agriculture and Education Center, the Federal Court Building in downtown Jackson. Watson's also specializes in residential cleaning services, stripping and waxing floors, buffing, pulling trash, sweeping and mopping, vacuuming, household cleaning, baseboards, walls, dishes, dusting and organizing. Call 731-293-3808. Family owned and operated Watson's Cleaning Services, 293-3808.
My name is Steven and I'm 41 years old. I started having problems with my weight, my focus, my energy all around. I spent thousands of dollars a year on supplements trying to get my weight down, and it never worked.
Are these problems affecting your work, your relationships, and your quality of life? You'll be happy to know there is an exciting, natural solution available called BioT. BioT uses a natural way for men and women to correct these problems by safely and accurately balancing hormone levels without the use of synthetic injections or creams.
I got the treatment, and it has been the best decision of my life. I feel great. I'm losing weight. I have more energy. I'm getting stronger in the gym, and I can focus so much better. And I notice that I also sleep better, and I'm always in a good mood. And I believe it's all because of the BioT treatment.
To schedule an appointment to find out if BioTE is right for you, call 731-462-3596. That's 731-462-3596. News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Tuesday brings mostly sunny skies with highs in the upper 60s. Mostly cloudy this evening, then a slight chance of showers after midnight. Lows in the upper 40s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit NewsTalk965.com.
News Talk West Tennessee includes NewsTalk965.com and NewsTalk 96.5 FM, covering local news, sports, and weather on an extensive network of platforms, including radio, social media streaming, digital TV, live stream, podcasts, all on your devices. Our local and live weekday lineup includes Daybreak with Greg Wood and G-Unit, Walker Talks with Chuck Walker and Julie Holt, The Dan Reeves Show with Gina Langley and Larry Newman, Dave Ramsey, Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week, UT Vols Sports, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Local, live, News Talk West Tennessee and NewsTalk965.com. Hear it first on News Talk 96.5 FM. We might be talking about you.
Flash sale just for mom. Flash sale May 8th through May 12th at King Jewelers. This Mother's Day, show mom some love with sparkling jewelry from King Jeweler. Don't miss out on this 1 week only sale from May 8th to May 12th. Just for mom. Everything in stock is on sale just for mom. Choose from select loose diamonds and stud earrings. Diamond stud earrings a whopping 50% off from May 8th to May 12th. Just for mom. Everything in stock is on sale just for mom. Just for mom. And that's not all. All jewelry 30 to 70% off, and watches are 10% off. Give mom the gift she deserves this Mother's Day. It's a flash sale May 8th through May 12th at King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson. Just for mom. From May 8th to May 12th. Just for mom. Everything in stock is on sale just for mom. KingJewelersJackson.com.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites of Jackson. Make yourself at home in any of the 83 rooms or suites. Hampton Inn & Suites exit 83 at I-40 is minutes away from all Jackson destinations like the West Tennessee Healthcare Sportsplex, Casey Jones Village, Jackson-Madison County General Hospital, and many industrial complexes. Enjoy free Wi-Fi, free parking, and free hot breakfast. Also a 24-hour fitness and business center. Welcome to West Tennessee. Make your reservations now by calling direct at 731-427-6100 or visit Hampton.com. News Talk West Tennessee includes newstalk965.com and Newstalk 96.5 FM, covering local news, sports, and weather on an extensive network of platforms, including radio, social media streaming, digital TV, live stream, podcasts, all on your devices. Our local and live weekday lineup includes Daybreak with Greg Wood and G-Unit, Walker Talks with Chuck Walker and Julie Holt, The Dan Reeves Show with Gina Langley and Larry Newman, Dave Ramsey, Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week, UT Vols Sports, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Local, live, News Talk West Tennessee and newstalk965.com. Hear it first on News Talk 96.5 FM. We might be talking about you. It's always severe weather season in West Tennessee. When severe weather strikes, we are here for you. 96.5 FM, newstalkwtn.com.
Don Lemon, Tucker Carlson, together for the first time. Tucker live in a D.C. studio. Don Lemon live from a New Orleans bar. The perfect duo for narcissistic, opinionated commentary.
Well, good evening. Having sex in a public men's room is outrageous. It's also really common.
I may be open to a relationship this year.
I'm the least anti-gay right-winger you'll ever meet. I'm a bad person today. Oh, that's outrageous.
Walmart said it will be employing mostly robots by 2027. The good news is the robots will have way more personality than the current human Walmart workers. Tucker Carlson was fired from Fox News. No one's saying why yet, but it can't be for lying. That's company policy. CNN fired Don Lemon. That's just awful news, said no one who has ever watched Don Lemon. Taylor Swift may be dating an Italian F1 driver. Unfortunately, by the time we learn how to pronounce his name, they'll break up. And Renee Zellweger turns 54 today. Meanwhile, her cheeks, eyelids, and nose turn 7. This is not headline news.
Is that the phone?
Telephone!
Yeah, that was the phone.
You guys sound like you're ready for a show.
The phone rang?
You're not supposed to have your phone on. It's always ringing.
Today is National Telephone Day.
And I'm Alexander Graham Bell, inventor of the telephone.
See, that's the problem. You're always on that stupid phone.
You're always on the phone.
Hey, happy National Telephone Day.
Call me, call me, call me.
Call me. Bye.
Showtime.
Tuesday afternoon, it is 17 past 3. 67 degrees in Midtown and J-Town. We reached our high already of 72 degrees, a little bit warmer than expected. But that's okay, so am I. My name's Dan Reeves. Great to have you along with us today. We got a big show lined up. At 3:30, Dr. Keith Nord, orthopedic surgeon from Sports Orthopedics and Spine. He'll be here. And then at 4:15, it's the superintendent of Jackson-Madison County Schools. Dr. Marlon King will be in the house. As we broadcast from the Gene Langley Ford Studio in Jackson, Gene Langley Ford, the dealership, is at 3500 Easton Drive in Humboldt. The dealership that's plus tax, that's service truly built. Now, they've got a new service. It's a concierge service, and it's complimentary. If you live within 15 miles of the dealership, then they'll come and get your vehicle, take it in, service that vehicle, and deliver it right back to you looking brand new. Wait a minute. Well, it will look brand new because you'll have it all changed. Whatever service work that it may be. It's complimentary concierge service. Forget about saying Unique New York, Leah. Just say complimentary concierge.
Complimentary concierge.
There you go. You guys get right up on these mics. You're in show business. So that's it. Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt, 3500 Eastern Drive, right there. Well, I've got some friends in the studio. Okay, there it is. There it is. Leah Wilmoth is the, what is your title? A theater director?
I'm theater director, theater teacher at Northside High School.
And that's where you were kind enough with the Jackson Mascot Schools. Pardon?
I was bribed.
You were bribed. You were kind enough to take a bribe. And that's where we put on that production with the Jackson Mayo debates. And boy, I thought it went fantastic.
It looked so impressive. You guys took my theater and it turned into like a multi-million looking dollar industry. And I was like, oh no, they're going to take my stuff away now.
What? No, that theater was a great backdrop for all of it. I love that theater, don't you?
It's so homey. I love it.
What's about 300 or so? Is that the?
It's at 280, 300. Yeah, that's about how many people it seats.
Man, I love it. And so, as I understand it, well, I've been in Southside's theater as well. It's like the sister theater, right?
Yeah, they were built at the same time under the same grant in 1990.
Geez, that sounds like so long ago.
Well, it's before me, so that's old to me.
Before me.
Yes.
Because of me, before me. So we got a big production coming up at that very theater. And those of you that went to the Jackson Mayo debates, you know how gorgeous the Jackson Northside Theater, Performing Arts Theater, what do you guys call it? Just have an official name.
We just call it the Northside Theater, although this show will not be at the Northside Theater. It will be at the
Liberty. Like I was saying, at the Liberty Theater. All that just to say it's not going to be there. I know how much you love it, but now I've been at Liberty's Theater as well. Now, that's a pretty good-sized theater.
Oh, it is much bigger. I think it holds almost 1,000 people, I want to say. Like closer to 900, 800, yeah.
Wow. The Little Mermaid, Disney's The Little Mermaid. The Jackson Madison County School System with theater and dance instructors present Disney's The Little Mermaid. And we've got some of the stars of the show in the studio. Anaya, are you Anaya?
I'm Anaya.
Anaya, like I was saying, Anaya Ariel. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. Now, what part do you play?
I play Ariel.
Okay, now who's Ariel?
She's the Little Mermaid.
That's what I thought.
Mermaid.
I'm just asking questions. Don't get upset, Leah. She does that to me. She won't do it to you, but she does that to me. And okay, so you're the Little Mermaid.
Yes, sir.
I've never seen. I'm honest. I've never seen The Little Mermaid.
Really?
No.
Wow. Well, you missed out.
I'm gonna come watch the show. I saw you perform a bit at the Jackson Madison County School Gala.
Yes, sir.
And you were fantastic.
Thank you.
How long have you been acting?
Really, it's just been, I started my freshman year in high school, but I have been in a few plays at the NED, at the summer camp program. So I was really young then, but really I would just say I started just my freshman year, so for 4 years.
Anaya.
Yes, sir.
Anaya Ariel. You play Ariel. Is that right? So Ariel's not your last name.
No.
Okay, we'll just go with Anaya. She's playing Ariel. In case you didn't know, that's the Little Mermaid. All right. So, how is acting? Is this something that? Because I think it's a tremendous tool to learn. Do you see it that way, or are you just having fun?
I think now, this being my first lead role, it's definitely acting is something to learn. I started off as doing something for fun, just a way to express myself, and I still think of that. Definitely has stayed the same. That's helped me gain more confidence playing this role, just remembering as to have fun. And I think this has been a great opportunity for me, just meeting a lot more people I would not have before.
Well, it's nice to meet you too. She said I wasn't talking about you, Reeves. No, I could see that. Is it hard to memorize all your lines? Because I assume you're the lead, right? You are the Little Mermaid. You are Ariel. You've got the most lines, right? Logically speaking, is it tough to remember all those lines?
Actually, not for me. I feel pretty confident. I've memorized my lines, and I think it was just the music for this. This is a musical, so the songs I've had to learn have been more just a challenge for me. but ultimately the lines, pretty easy for me.
Awesome. Also joining us in the studio is another one of the actors or actresses in this production, The Little Mermaid, Jada. She plays Ursula. Hey, Jada, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Fantastic. Now, that mic, you got to get right up on that. Jada, tell us about yourself. How did you get into acting and all that good stuff?
Okay, well, I am a senior at JCM Early College High. I've participated in plays at the Ned like Hairspray. I was in ensemble. And The Wiz Jr., I played Eveline. And so when I saw the casting call for The Little Mermaid, I was like, oh my gosh, Ursula.
That's the part you went after, and that's the part you got, right?
Right.
Hairspray was tremendous.
I didn't get to see it. I'm so disappointed. Oh, I didn't know you were in it.
No, it was great. It was a great experience. And it really, skyrocketed my love for theater.
Theater, I just think that's something, Jada, that it will exercise the mind. And kind of like Anaya was like, that's not really work, but it's almost like cheating when it comes to learning. I kind of compare it, always thought that playing basketball or playing tennis was cheating exercise. I kind of see theater the same way because it's so much fun. You don't really, I don't think you understand how hard that muscle in your head's working sometimes,
Yeah, because you really have to adapt into becoming a different character. See, well, for example, I don't necessarily have a lot of the characteristics of the characters that I play. I've said not a lot, but we have a couple similarities. I love antagonists. So you really have to work into building the character and how you're going to portray who you're acting.
Awesome. Now, Leah, I tell you, I have been blown away this year meeting the kiddos in the Jackson-Madison County school system. Blown away. And it's same thing's happening again today with these two young ladies. It's the Jackson-Madison County school system where the theater and dance instructors present Disney's The Little Mermaid. Now, that's going to be May 5th and 6th. So that's what, next weekend, not this weekend, but next. Is that right?
Next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're doing a show on the 7th as well.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I guess a matinee on Sunday.
Yes,
Saturday.
matinee and Sunday.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be held at Liberty Tex Theater. How do you get tickets?
We actually have posters. We're going to be putting those around town super soon, and there will be QR codes on there where you can just scan it and get your tickets online. Super easy. Just go by the door. We'll check you in, and you are ready to go.
Awesome. So May 5th and 6th, that's Thursday and Friday at 7 p.m. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yes, and then that's Sunday at 2:30, I believe.
Okay, so is there a Saturday show?
There's a Saturday show,
Okay,
yes.
Friday and Saturday at 7.
Yes.
I got that wrong. Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and then the Sunday matinee at 2:30.
That's correct.
All this at Liberty, May 5th, 6th, and 8th.
7th.
5th, 6th, and 8th.
We're filled with typos, Dan.
So am I. So it's 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And 7 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, May 5th and 6th, and then at 2:30, May 7th.
On the Sunday.
That's the Sunday matinee
Sunday
for crying out.
matinee!
We got it, right? You see that, Anaya, how we adjusted on the fly like that. It's theater, isn't it? Do you have a favorite actor?
Well, my favorite male actor right now is Bradley James.
Okay, wait. Now, who is that?
He is a British actor, and not people know about him, but I think he really inspired my kind of desire to act because I see how he played just so many different roles and realized that I could also just have so much room to create so many different characters, and just I guess learning more about him, his background has given me like the confidence that you can come from so many different places and also but have the right to be seen as well as heard, and that has been my motive for in this play.
Did you tell me you're a freshman?
I am a senior at Madison.
I thought you said you were a freshman. My bad. Okay, but still, you're awfully young to be thinking that deep.
Yes, I've been told that before.
I've never been told that, actually. But okay, so what's this guy's name again? Let me look him up. I've never heard of it. Leah, do you know who she's talking about?
I've seen a couple of things he's in, but I didn't know his background and everything. That's really cool.
Okay, so what's his name again?
Bradley James.
Is it the British accent that does it?
Probably. I saw him.
It's yes.
Bradley James?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Leah, do you know what this guy looks like? Yeah.
Yeah, that's him right there.
Yeah, you don't know. That's not gonna work. It's Anaya. And so what's he been in? Let's see.
Well, he's most known for his series Merlin, and that's what I first saw him in. And I love that show because there's a lot of diversity, and there was a princess who was played by a black actress who I also love. So
you are a lot of fun. Okay? Smart people are fun, aren't they, Leah?
They get more jokes. So
that's right. They laugh at my stuff. It's okay. So yeah, he's ugly. No, I'm kidding you, Anaya. So okay, that's your. Do you have a favorite movie? It's probably something he's in, right? He's 39.
a favorite movie? I think it depends. I would say my favorite Christmas movie is Elf, though, but he's not in there. So
Elf. Yep. Okay, we'll go with that. Jada, how about you? Do you have a favorite actor?
Oh, I'm tied between favorite actors. I love Vincent D'Onofrio and Denzel Washington. I feel like they are powerful actors.
Denzel, I'm with you 100%. You know who Denzel Washington is, right?
Yes, sir.
Powerhouse. Yeah. What about you, Leah? Do you have a favorite actor?
I have an obsession with Meryl Streep. It's unhealthy at this point.
Now she is top of the line too. I mean, that is yes.
I aspire to be as mean as Miranda Presley like her, but also just wonderful of a singer because I love when she does musicals. I'm a sucker for Mamma Mia.
Yeah, that's why she was in Mamma Mia with what's his name, James Bond.
Yeah. Oh no, what's his name?
Geez, what is his name? Because he's funny. He's a really good actor. He's a lot more to him than just James Bond. Although I'm sure he's fine with just saying, "Hey, James Bond, it's fine." So Jada, let's see. Do you have a favorite Denzel Washington movie?
Ooh, Man on Fire.
That's a good one. Yes, yeah.
Ooh, but that's intense. All of his movies are really intense.
Well, they really
hard
are.
to watch. American Gangster. Oh my God.
Oh,
hard to watch.
But I mean, Denzel and Russell Crowe just lit up the screen together, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, it was based on a true story. Do you know that? Yeah. Based on a true story. Doesn't mean any of it's true. Okay, Jada plays Ursula in The Little Mermaid. Anaya plays Ariel. In case you don't know, that's The Little Mermaid.
Right there.
Do you know how to swim?
Yes, I do.
Okay, it's going to be very important. Have you ever met Aquaman?
No, not yet.
Do you know who that is?
Well.
Aquaman?
Jason Momoa.
Have you ever bumped into him while you were out on a average, everyday swim?
Sure, yeah. We talk dolphin language all the time. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I understand dolphin.
Oh, really?
Yes. Do you know that's considered the smartest mammal on Earth?
Yes.
That checks out. I've met people.
They're like the humans of the sea.
Don't you dare attack dolphins like that. You guys, I tell you, I can't wait till the show. It's not too early to say break a leg, is it?
No, I think you can say break a leg.
I don't have legs. I have tentacles.
Yeah, they don't have legs in the show, so you're good there.
Jada, I apologize. Ursula, pardon me. Anaya, do you get into character? You know, I know some of these. Denzel's been known to do that. Get into character. Maybe a couple of 3 months before the show. That'd be hard to do because you have to walk from the car to the classroom, right? You can't swim. But have you ever got into character, or do you get into character before the show?
Yes, all the time. My mom always says, like, when I'm at rehearsal, it looks like I'm underwater, my mind is just clouded with sea bubbles, and I'm just floaty and optimistic and try to bring a smile to everyone's faces on stage, and I think that lifts everyone's spirits.
Awesome. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Ooh, that is a definitely.
You want to be a firefighter or
I'm thinking about
construction
becoming
foreman?
a wildlife biologist. That's what I'm thinking about, studying wildlife. I love animals, so yes.
What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is a cheetah.
Wow. Yep. Well, they are very graceful, aren't they?
Yes.
And very fast.
Yes.
What about you, Jada? What do you want to do when you grow up?
Well, I would like to become a defense attorney.
I could see that. These two girls have big brains, don't they?
They're going to need to defend me later on in life, so I'm ready for this.
Let's go ahead and put you on retainer, Jada. Yep. So it's Disney's The Little Mermaid. And now, Leah, it says Jackson Mass County School System with theater and dance instructors. Is this a combined effort?
Yes, this is actually the first time in 20 years that all of the theater teachers and the dance teacher that we do have in the district, we are all coming together, working together. We have kids from almost every high school, a couple from the middle schools. I think we even have a few from Community Montessori and Northeast Middle. We're all coming together to make this happen.
That is
quite
awesome.
Wonderful, yeah.
Okay, is this the last show of the year?
Yes, this will be the last show of our year. Well, we have budget time and fundraiser moments for all that. But this is the last show for all of us for the year, and we're even hoping that we could possibly make this an annual or a biannual thing. So that's good.
Let's do that. Let's get a plan and let's get out in front of it and keep raise some funds and keep some money in the bank, and so we just continue to do this, right?
In order for that to happen, we need all of you to buy all of our tickets and come see our show.
That's right. If you hate kids, don't worry about it. But if you love kids and if you hate America, don't worry about it. But if you love America, we need to see you there. And this does support these kiddos, and this is a wonderful way to learn on stage and theater. And you just heard these two lovely young ladies and what they've said about it. It's Disney's The Little Mermaid. I guarantee you'll have fun. Don't you think, Leah?
Oh, absolutely. It's a hoot.
Don't you think, you young ladies, Anaya, don't you think if you show up there, can you guarantee they're going to have a good time?
Yes, everyone has been working so hard to put this production together, and I'm sure that everyone will be so impressed by everyone's performance. And I love all my cast and crew members. We really bonded for these couple of months, and just come out to see us.
I was going to ask you about 2 months of work. A lot of work goes into these shows, folks. They don't just show up Friday and hit the stage. What about the sets? Do you guys build the sets?
Yes.
We've been currently building them. That's actually, as soon as we leave here, we're going to go continue to paint those sets so they are ready for show.
That is awesome.
Yes.
All right, so it's coming up not this weekend, but the following weekend. It'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 5th, 6th, and 7th. Friday and Saturday night shows, 7 p.m., and then a Sunday matinee at 2:30 at Liberty Tech High School Theater. That's at 3470 Ridgecrest Extended. You can buy tickets. Now they're going to have can you actually buy a paper ticket, or do you have to?
We're just going to do through the QR code. They do it for the sports games. You can do it for theater.
Exactly. Where do you get to that QR code?
We will have stations at the door where you can buy those as well, or we will have posters posted around town as soon as we can.
What about a website? Can you buy a QR code from the website?
We do not have a website yet. I do not.
If it's possible, we can put it on ours.
Oh, hey, please.
We'd love to do
free.
that.
We love free advertisement.
All right, let's work on that. Okay.
All right.
And we'll get that up there, and so you can just scan a QR code from our website as well, because we need to fill that theater up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is how they're able to do it. And they do it by, we're not asking you to help us by coming out and moving furniture. We're going to entertain you, right? Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Make it a date night. If you haven't taken out your wife or your girlfriend in a while, bring them to the theater.
Just
they
not
love
both.
that.
Yes, there's a lot of romance in this.
Yes.
It is.
A lot,
It's a musical. Can you give us a little taste Anaya. You don't have to, but do you have a favorite song from The Little Mermaid?
I mean, I'll just do my little ahs. Like, ah. Yeah, that's all I can give.
It's Disney. Don't want to get sued, Dan.
Oh, that's right. Dump that, please. Anaya, you were fantastic the other night. I can't wait to see the show.
Thank you. Can't wait for you to see us.
And it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Jada, can't wait to see the show, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Ariel and Ursula. And Leah, it is so good to see you.
It's good to see you again, Dan.
We had a blast working together, didn't we?
Oh, yes.
We'll do it again.
Soon.
Did Mark make you nervous?
No, I admire Mark and all of the toys that he brought into the theater.
He is fantastic.
Yes, I love Mark.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to be working together. So we worked together on the Black Tie and Boxing as well.
Oh, yes, I remember you telling me about that, yeah.
Yep. So we have Mark Jenkins. We're thinking about you, big guy, are we, Leah?
Oh, yes, love you, Mark.
We do love you, Mark. Hang in there, big guy. Anaya and Jada, thank you for coming down today.
Thank you for having us.
Did y'all practice that?
No. It's that bond that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, y'all come back next week before the show. Let's do this again.
Okay.
We have a little bit more time.
Yes.
Great.
That's great.
Let's do that. Did you have fun?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
You may parlay this into a talk radio career.
I hope Bradley James sees this.
Well, we'll be right back on News Talk 96.5 FM.
We'll be right back on News 95.6.
Well, okay, Jada, let's try it. We'll be right back on News Talk 96.5 FM.
We'll be back on 95.6 News Talk FM. Oh my gosh. 96. What? 5.
See, that's the beauty of theater, though. The beauty of theater, though, is learning those lines.
It takes time, though.
And over and over.
Repetition.
I'd rather just walk in. Leo, tell you, I freak everybody out because I didn't even look at the script. I just like to walk in and then ad-lib it.
Well, works for you, Dan.
It works for me, but not for everybody. It freaks everybody around me out. I can tell you guys are prepared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, Mark would like y'all better than he likes me, I think.
Well, Mark likes most anybody better than you do.
That is so true. I drive him nuts. Thank you so much. Leah, I love the theater and I love the program, and you got all our support.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Leah. Thanks for bringing these young women down here. Anaya and Jada, have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Talk with you soon. By the way, the superintendent, Dr. Marlon King, will be here at 4:15 today.
We need to
Y'all better get out of here. Thanks, y'all in school. We'll be right back. And when we come back, Dr. Keith Noyd will join us from Sports Orthopedics Inspired.
The Liberty Crusaders play here. 96.5 FM. News Talk West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com.
Are you looking to move up in your career, change career paths, or maybe even thinking about finishing that degree you started? Jackson State Community College is here to help you greenlight your career. If you're 23 and older, you may qualify to go to college tuition-free through Tennessee Reconnect. Yes, you heard that right, tuition-free at Jackson State. Whether you're earning your degree for the first time to advance your career or finishing a degree you already started, Jackson State Community College is here to greenlight your career. It's time to take the next step in earning your degree. Learn how at jscc.edu/reconnect.
If you're in business, you know just how important each call is. You don't have time for phone or internet downtime. Your business needs a reliable communications partner 24/7. You need Lifeline Voice and Data. Lifeline Voice and Data provides telephone service to emergency service facilities all over West Tennessee and beyond. For your business, we don't just provide a phone line. We provide a lifeline. Lifeline Voice and Data.
My name's Tommy Bland, and I just received the BioT hormone replacement therapy. For BioT, I was just not hitting on all cylinders. I didn't feel like myself. I was constantly fatigued, brain fog, lack of energy, searching for something natural, something that I could use to help benefit my body and help maybe take me back to where I once was. And while I was waiting in the waiting room, I saw a pop-up advertisement there, and I started reading over all the symptoms. And I went down the list. They all pertain to me. My experience with Ms. Kim Nichols, my case manager for BioT, was great. She was very informative, put me at ease, went through everything step by step, knew exactly what to expect and what the outcome was going to be in the end. After BioT, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I can get off work, go home, catch my second wind, and I'm off to the races again. It doesn't matter if I'm working, selling cars, or if I'm on the boat fishing a tournament, I'm back to my old self again.
Give us a call at 731-318-5827 or visit our website at advancedrehabjackson.com for more.
Pansies, poppies, and daffodils aren't the only spring things popping up all over West Tennessee. Beautiful deals on new 2023 Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are blooming right now at Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley. Come by our lot at 3500 Easton Drive in Humboldt or visit us online at GeneLangleyFord.com. You'll see our personalized service, guaranteed financing, and lifetime powertrain warranty make buying your new Ford a bright and sunny experience. Or customize your new Ford car, truck, or SUV and apply for financing online at GeneLangleyFord.com, and when it arrives, we'll deliver it right to your driveway. In the market for a pre-owned vehicle, we have a huge selection on all makes and models, updated daily at GeneLangleyFord.com. And as everyone knows, if you ever have any service needs, our service department is known area-wide as the best in the business. Regardless of your make or model, we'll get you back on the road in no time. Whether it's a new Ford, a used vehicle, or service, you really should try Gene Langley Ford before you buy. The dealership service bill.
See dealer for warranty details.
Looking to add a little spice to your love life?
Nothing adds spice like gunpowder.
Jackson's only indoor shooting range, date night at the range. Here's what you lovebirds get: a shooting lane for two targets, 100 rounds of ammo, eye and ear protection, and a $30 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. All for just $99.99.
Now that's firepower.
Perfect for a gift card from the range. The Range, 2310 North Highland Avenue in Jackson.
Go to therange.com.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad
Wake
Council.
Up with Wood. Daybreak with Greg Wood. Weekday morning 6 till 10 on 96.5 FM and NewsTalkWTN.com.
Pansies, poppies, and daffodils aren't the only spring things popping up all over West Tennessee. Beautiful deals on new 2023 Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are blooming right now at Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley. Come by our lot at 3500 Easton Drive in Humboldt or visit us online at GeneLangleyFord.com. You'll see our personalized service, guaranteed financing, and lifetime powertrain warranty make buying your new Ford a bright and sunny experience. Or customize your new Ford car, truck, or SUV and apply for financing online at GeneLangleyFord.com, and when it arrives, we'll deliver it right to your driveway. In the market for a pre-owned vehicle, we have a huge selection on all makes and models, updated daily at GeneLangleyFord.com. And as everyone knows, if you ever have any service needs, our service department is known area-wide as the best in the business. Regardless of your make or model, we'll get you back on the road in no time. Whether it's a new Ford, a used vehicle, or service, you really should try Gene Langley Ford before you buy. The dealership service bill.
See dealer for warranty details.
Hi, I'm Terica Smith, a local attorney and proud JMCSS graduate, but I'm also a JMCSS parent. We chose Jackson-Madison County Schools for educational options that are innovative and challenging. Whether it's the Academic Academy at Northeast or early college and career opportunities at JCM Early College High, JMCSS offers classes and programs that will prepare my son for college and beyond. Plus, JMCSS is a Level 5 district and tuition free. It just makes sense.
Hi, I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson-Madison County School System. With an increased focus in the fine arts, athletics, workforce development, and early career opportunities for students, there's never been a better time to choose us. Tuition-free, Jackson-Madison County Schools. Visit jmcss.org today to schedule a tour or call 731-345-7011.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Central Distributors, Jackson.
Hey y'all, this is Mary at Mulligan's. Come see us soon before the new wears off. Hard to believe, but we're coming upon an anniversary in our locally family-owned business at Union University Drive. We still have our daily lunch specials, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., which will remind you of Grandma's cooking. Or try our Irish dishes, fish and chips, Reuben's and shepherd's pie, or everyone's favorite, the Mully Burger. And how about brunch on Saturdays and Sundays? Yep, every weekend, serving Jackson for over 25 years. See you soon at Mulligan's.
The Memphis Grizzlies play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk, West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com.
Headline news. Walmart said it will be employing mostly robots by 2027. The good news is the robots will have way more personality than the current human Walmart workers. Tucker Carlson was fired from Fox News. No one's saying why yet, but it can't be for lying. That's company policy. CNN fired Don Lemon. That's just awful news, said no one who has ever watched Don Lemon. Taylor Swift may be dating an Italian F1 driver. Unfortunately, by the time we learn how to pronounce his name, they'll break up. And Renee Zellweger turns 54 today. Meanwhile, her cheeks, eyelids, and nose turn 7. This is not Headline
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
3:51. It is Tuesday.
Are you
April?
sure?
Please, I'm setting
Here
it
we
up
go.
with the dramatic pause, and then you jump all over it. Where's Larry?
Dead air, wasn't it, Casey? I call that dead air.
Yeah, I know, because
Hit that one on the nose.
well, rookies don't reckon. To the untrained eye, wait a minute. I couldn't see the 25. It was it was run together there, and they love to point that out too. It is April 25th, 2023. This I know. We got that confirmed back in the newsroom. 67 degrees right here in Midtown. It feels like it's 72 degrees.
It feels like it's 84 in the studio.
It feels like Florida in here,
balmy.
up in here.
It's balmy.
Yeah, I tell you,
Feels great.
those young ladies that just left, because I said it's getting hot in here, and they said, "Don't take off all your clothes." I said, "Y'all know that song?" I mean, because they're like seniors in high school.
So they were shocked that you were that cool?
I know they said they could tell.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
I was
they would have been
listening. They did not
shocked.
say-
if
Well, how old is that song? It's got to be 15 years.
ancient,
now.
isn't it?
it seemed like it
Almost
was
20.
playing at Tremors.
Somebody
20
get your
years?
Google machine out. Hold
I
on.
think it's probably they're older than that. I'm thinking of the 90s when I was at, well, no, that was about, probably 30 years old. I was at Tremors. I think I won a dance contest. I wanted
to that. You danced to that.
Yeah,
really?
well, I
Wait,
dance
no,
to
I'm
anything.
Getting the visual. Hold on. It won't make good radio, but I gotta get the visual.
I won a wet T-shirt contest at Tremors.
I'm sure.
I'm glad this is an audio-only program.
No, there's TV too.
There's the TV side.
Darn right.
Man, my name's Dan Reeves. Gina Langley's in the house. Hi, Gina.
Hey, Danny.
How are you this afternoon?
I'm fabulous. It's gorgeous outside.
It is.
Gorgeous. Went home at lunch and threw the ball for the dog. Great lunch.
So you and John hung out before?
No, Gunter.
I love John Langley. KC is in the house. KC Goat. Hi, KC.
Hi, Uncle Bubba. How are you?
Good to see you. He can't say my name, so he calls me Bubba.
That's not true. I do not call you Bubba.
Trenton.
I call you Uncle Bubba.
That's what his niece calls him.
And look at this. Dr. Nord is in the house, and ain't no doubt. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Happy to be here.
Well, it's so you're now you already know this, I think. Keith Nord Jr., right?
Yep. That's right.
And so your dad, Keith Nord Sr. See, I did that, KC. He's taking notes, learn how to
Are
interview
you
people.
following that, Casey?
I
Junior,
followed it
senior
perfectly, yeah.
situation we got here. Okay.
Sports Orthopedics and Spine, we go way back. Man, when I saw you about a month ago, first time that I'd laid eyes on you, you were probably a teenager last time I saw you, and now you're a doctor.
It's been a while.
It's great to see you.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
And I had to go see him.
Yes, you did.
As a patient, and you were fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Bedside manner. You know, you may not care about me, but you made me believe you did. And that's,
I care about you.
I know you do, Doc. I said, it hurts when I do this. He said, don't do that.
Yeah.
Here's the bill. Have a good, no.
He's been in pain for, 2 weeks?
And Doc, I've got a pinched nerve, as you know. Well, I'm telling you, you told me that.
Right.
after you did some X-rays, and I wanted to go away like right now, and you're saying, hey, relax just a minute, right?
Yeah. This can be one of those frustrating problems where everybody in this day and age wants a quick fix. You want to go to the store, you want to buy something, or just order it on your phone, and 2 days later it's there. But a lot of these problems they kind of just take time, and Mother Nature just kind of has to do its thing. And unfortunately, this is one of those things where it just takes about 6 weeks to really get over it.
Well, and I'm sure Dr. Nord doesn't recommend shoveling gravel when you have a pinched nerve.
I didn't tell him that.
No, I'm
go,
mentioning
Gina.
it right now.
You ratted
as
him
we're
out.
talking.
No,
His
I felt
baby
so
shoulder.
good the first time I saw you.
That's what
some of this
happened.
is my fault. I didn't tell you that. I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
But
we
he
got
can
off to
count on
such a
me to
great
tell
start. Way to go, Gina.
No, he did. He went to see you, was feeling better, decided I'm going to shovel gravel at the house, and then just took a total turn for the worse.
You'd be surprised how often I hear that people get a little bit better, they get they get a steroid shot or something, they go back out, and then they go mow 2 acres of grass and come back and like, oh, my hand hurts again.
Yeah,
well,
have you ever fired a patient? I've heard some doctors have had to do that.
It's rare. It takes a special person to get fired. If you will.
A special patient.
Special patient, yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 33.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have kids. It's my friends' kids that make me feel old.
Yeah.
And I've known his parents for a long time.
Yeah.
Just like you, Gina.
He's actually
JT is
Christina's
18.
Yeah.
He's Christina's age. Jeez.
Wow. Dr. Nord and Christina are the same
How did this
age.
happen?
Yeah. We're getting older.
And
but
he's a
more
doctor.
fabulous every day.
So, your dad started Sports Orthopedics and Spine, right?
Yeah.
What year did he start?
Oh,
You
shoot.
recall?
I don't know exactly what year. It was, it's
essentially been there since you've been born, right?
Well,
Almost.
we moved here probably when I was about 6 or 7 years old from California and Texas. They were both Air Force. My parents were.
Oh, wow.
And they chose to settle here in Jackson, Tennessee, coming all the way from California.
Is Keith from Cali or your mom from Cali?
My dad's from California, yeah.
What part?
Yeah, Riverside, kind of Southern California.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, Shaggy, one of my great friends, his wife, and they've got a daughter that's one of the best water polo players in Southern California, which would make her one of the best in the world.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They were in just right outside of Rancho Cucamonga in Fontana.
Okay.
And they moved to Riverside, bought a house that butts up against, is it Andrews Air Force?
Yeah, I think.
Right up against it. Beautiful place.
Oh, yeah.
And so she could get in Riverside Public Schools.
Wow.
Do you guys go back out there often?
It's been a while since I've been out there. We used to go probably every couple of years or so and visit some family, but it's been a few years since we've been.
So, and that's most of the doctors that have have been at Sports Other Peaks Inspired through the years have been former military, right?
That is right. Yeah, there's a big history of military background in the docs at SOS, and a lot of the prior partners have all been military too.
And you and I were talking the other day. I know a lot of people know and remember Dr. Bradley Wright.
Oh yeah.
And man, I got caught up in a mass text a couple of weeks ago, and I told this on the air and got a lot of reaction to it. Dr. Wright, who moved, he met an airline stewardess, and we haven't seen him since. Essentially, about right, Doc?
Yeah, as the story goes, yeah.
Yeah, and I said, Doc, where's Dr. Wright? I remember asking that question.
He gone.
He gone.
He gone.
So, but no, he got married.
Is that
moved
really
to West
what
Virginia.
happened?
Pretty much, isn't it, Doc?
That's a good story.
He met an
Good
airline
story.
stewardess, and we ain't seen him since.
And he moved,
Yeah, he moved to West Virginia, and but his daughter Haley is, I think, 32, and Haley and her husband they live out in California, and they have a 11-month-old son, and went out walking about a month ago, I guess now. Beautiful day, and some dopehead in a car hopped a curve and hit them all. And Haley, I think broken pelvic bone, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
And her husband a concussion, but it killed the 11-month-old.
Oh my gosh,
so sad.
Terrible. And Doc, I got caught up in that email and that text message, and I thought Dr. Wright's mom died. But I waited till after I got off the air, and I called him, and I did not expect to hear what he had to say.
That's horrible.
It's been such a family up at Sports Orthopedics and Spine all these years, hasn't it?
It really has, and it's just a horrible, horrible accident. That's the kind of thing nightmares are made of.
Oh.
You hope never to know anybody or have anybody have such a terrible, terrible thing happen. But
your dad, Dr. Yakin, Dr. Wright, just all through the years, Danny gets to riding motorcycles. You know what we call motorcycle riders? Organ donors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time, and I tell you, we were in here just the other day, Doc, at 3:30, and a horrible crash. Right outside the doors.
Yeah.
And a guy I know on a motorcycle, somebody flew out of this parking lot, probably been over, maybe getting their nails did, and trying to hit people use the turning lane as a merging lane, and they just whipped out there. He's headed north on Highland, and compound fracture near his wrist. Now,
it's some of the worst injuries that I see in orthopedics come from motorcycles or ATVs.
Yeah.
ATVs or side-by-sides are another real big cause of some of the really, really bad high-energy injuries that we take care of.
And so, are you an orthopedic surgeon? Tell me what you I know you specialize in this pretty remarkable hand procedure.
Yeah, I specialize in hand surgery, but my background is actually in mechanical engineering. So I did mechanical engineering at Notre Dame.
Oh my gosh!
Got into the.
Can you bring me somebody with some sense in here?
Sorry.
Got into the design of orthopedic implants, like total hips and total knees, and decided I liked that and. Became more interested, stayed on, and did some extra classes so I could get into medical school, and then kind of that's how I branched into orthopedics. Was actually from an engineering background and did engineering. And
did you know someone in orthopedics?
Yeah, I knew a guy.
He knew a guy.
Okay, so that got you into it.
So,
Do you know Dr. Flynn in Memphis?
No, I'm not familiar with him.
Do you know Dr. Flynn? Casey, do you know?
I don't
want to sound like I'm dropping names. Dr. Flynn, he's he owns several TV stations, radio stations.
Flynn Broadcasting.
Flynn Broadcasting. He's run for Congress like 17,000 times.
So apparently I'm uninformed, but no.
Wow.
I do
That's
not
why
know.
I'm here. But I love the guy. He is an engineer and also a medical doctor, and I think he had something to do with the ultrasound. Oh, wow. Got a few patents
Well, it makes really good sense from
Yeah.
a mechanical
Yeah.
engineering standpoint.
So
an orthopedic surgeon.
So essentially, you and I sitting here talking just like two orthopedic surgeons talking shop. Really.
Gosh, did you hear what he said out loud, Casey? Where do we do with this?
I've been trying to train him. I've been trying to trade him in for a newer model, but
I'll just be glad when
Trade
his
me in
shoulder
for a newer
quit
model.
hurting.
So, well, you run around with a baby? It's the Dr. Keith Nord is here, and I love. Okay, you don't remember what year the Sports Orthopedics and Spine opened? Did you say?
I don't remember the exact year. I mean, it's probably been about 25 years at least.
Oh yeah. Now the new place is just lovely out on Stonebridge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've got a nice new office over at 111 Stonebridge, right there by the dealership there, and it's a great location, easy to get into, easy to get out, come be seen, and
yeah, I love it. Very convenient. And look, if you are need to be let out at the door in rain, they got you covered. You guys thought of everything. Bill Way, do you remember Bill Way?
No.
He was. We did a radio show together for years. Bill broke his leg. He fell down, broke his leg, but he wouldn't go to the doctor. Now we didn't know his leg was broken.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. This is a true story.
That? Why are men like that?
Well, we're tough.
What do you think
one
about
word
that,
for it.
Casey?
Yeah.
The shoulder situation
the
has been
shoulder.
going on forever.
You see what I'm saying? This guy here is too.
I can shovel gravel. Really, I can do that.
Look, I lift cows for a living.
One-handed.
That's right. You see flying cows during tornadoes? You may see that on a clear day, out on the farm. No, it's he really did. He broke his leg, and he couldn't walk. But Susan, his wife, was bringing him to the station. And I was like, Susan, he won't go to the doctor. She said, I can't get him to go. I said, I'll try today.
Crazy.
So I called Sports Orthopedics and Spine, true story, at the old location on Skyline. And I told Susan, I said, look, call Bill about 10:30 when we go on a break. I'll text you. You call him and say, hey, look, I'm not going to be able to make it. Something's come up. Can Danny just drive you home? And bye, click. And he was like, can you take me home? I said, sure. So
just got to make a quick stop.
That's right. So I called Sports Orthopedics and Spine. This is a true story now. And I think it was a beautiful day. I think I had the top down on the car. So Bill gets in the car and he's going, wait a minute, you're going the wrong way. I said, yeah, I just got to run by right here, Smoothie King or whatever. And I whipped down Skyline and they were waiting for him with a wheelchair. He said, what's going on here? I said, I don't know. What are you trying to pull here?
Gotcha.
And they x-rayed him. His leg was broken.
That's insane.
You know, believe it or not, that happens more often than you would think. I just had somebody last week come in that they fell on a Thursday, came in on Monday afternoon.
Can you imagine?
Hadn't been able to walk all weekend. Hip was fractured.
What is the craziest injury, like how it happened? What is the craziest injury you've seen that you had to deal with? Like the first one that popped into your mind?
First one that popped in my mind was a zebra attack.
Oh my.
A zebra attack?
Yeah, petting zoo gone wrong.
Oh my gosh.
When keeping it real goes wrong with a zebra. And zebras are not,
they're not friendly. You know,
they're really not, and they're not a part of the natural habitat here.
No, this was
how'd this happen?
This apparently was a traveling petting zoo that was bringing the animals around, and
that's where I met him. He parlayed that into the carnival. He worked there.
I saw that coming.
There's a reason that zebras have never been domesticated. They bite. They've got really big teeth.
Because they're not horses with stripes. They're like their own thing, right? Zebras.
Yeah, they're very different. But anyway, long story short, the zebra had a little baby, and somebody tried to go pet the baby.
Oh, geez.
Mama didn't like that. She took a big old bite out of the biceps.
Oh my goodness.
All the way down to the bone.
Oh my goodness.
Through nerve, muscle. The only thing that didn't get cut was the artery, amazingly.
Which that could have been death right there.
Yeah.
That could have been a bad one.
Yeah, zebras make a weird noise too. Have you ever been around a zebra?
No.
Richard, and there Barbara lives out in. He lives out in Possum Trot. No kidding.
Where is that in Tennessee?
It's in Gibson County.
That's got to be Tennessee.
Yes. Yeah.
Gibson County.
It's in Gibson County. He lives in Possum Tribe. Humboldt is a suburb of Possum Tribe.
Okay, I'm with you now. I'm with you.
Gibson Wells Road, way out in the country, is where he used to live. He still owns that land.
And what is it again?
Possum Tribe. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Casey?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you really?
Yeah. Possum Tribe, then there's Brazil.
I'm not familiar.
Skullbone.
Skullbone.
No, I do know where Skullbone
Yeah.
is. I do know.
Frog Jump.
Don't know where that is.
That's not far from me. Brazil Frog Jump's kind of in the same area.
Yeah, so Gibson County.
Well, we have zebra in Bells, Tennessee. I know that.
But with the narrator, it's Kelly. Remember Kelly? I used to date Kelly. And I'm sure she'll remember me. She said she would remember me always.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I haven't heard from her in years.
Sure she couldn't forget you.
And we were at the narrators. We would go over there once a year, Doc, and watch. Big fans of Lonesome Dove. You ever see Lonesome Dove?
Yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah. And we kind of fell asleep watching it. Kelly and I were blank in the living room, and it was like a gorgeous fall evening with the windows open, and we heard this strange sound, at least I did. And I was like, Kelly, don't say anything. There's something out there. I think it's Bigfoot. Of course, she walked out there, and I was like, "Geez, this woman is crazy." It was a zebra.
What?
It was a zebra. Yeah, there was. He lives out of the country. Possum Trot is not rural.
But so you're telling me
it's not
that
urban.
Zebra are indigenous
wild
to
zebras out
No,
there?
no. I
Where
think
are you going with this?
I was just. Well, he brought up zebras. I had a zebra store.
How did we get to Possum Trot?
Because that's where the zebra was.
Why were there zebras? Is the obvious question in Possum Trot.
That's where they lived. I mean,
there's a farm with zebras there.
Yeah, I think it was the land. Tennessee Safari Park.
Yeah, there's a safari park. Yeah,
I think Claude and them were out there close by. You know Claude well. Do you know Claude? Did you go to school with Claude?
I've met him. Yeah,
because he went to USJ. Mm-hmm. He's probably a little older than you. Claude, I hope you got that pool house finished so we can talk to you.
Yeah, about some business and helping you.
Dr. Keith Nord is in the house. Sports Orthopedics and Spine. And how long have you been in the new building?
Well, I just started there this past September last year.
Oh, you just joined it?
Yeah,
okay.
I just joined because I just moved from doing my hand and upper extremity specialty training out in Charlotte, in North Carolina, and at Ortho Carolina, and just moved here with my wife, and we've loved it so far. It's good to be back home.
Is your wife from Jackson?
She's not from Jackson. They're from all over the place. She's from India originally, but they've lived in Chicago, they've lived in Iowa, they've lived in Georgia, and then her parents actually used to own the Q-Mart over in Bolivar.
Wow.
And they owned that for probably 15 years, and then we met in school actually here in Memphis.
University of Memphis?
UT Memphis.
UT
Mm-hmm.
Memphis, okay. Mm-hmm. Well, awesome. What does she do?
She's an ophthalmologist. She's an eye doctor.
Well, that's great.
And she's a mommy now.
Yeah, so she's off taking care of the baby.
Okay,
right
so the baby's here. Tell us about
8-week-old. His name's
8 weeks.
Keon. He's doing
cool?
great.
What's his name?
Keon.
Keon.
Mm-hmm.
You going to call him Key?
I don't know yet.
Key Nord. Hey, you know what? That's a great name.
That's a good football name right there.
He's going to have to either play football, basketball, baseball, or be a professional wrestler.
I think his mom has her eyes set on soccer.
There you go. Oh, that's perfect. Key Nord. Perfect.
Key Nord. Basketball. Are you a Grizzly fan?
I do like the Grizzlies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you guys still take care of the Grizzlies.
My father-in-law's a Grizzlies fanatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Key Nord. For 3, yes.
There you
go. Key Nord.
Right
from the top of the key.
Played last
Nord.
Night, didn't they?
They did play.
They did. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
Not as well.
Okay.
Did you watch it, Doc?
I didn't watch it, but I looked at the final score. And just
was it harsh?
It wasn't terrible. It was just close.
Let me ask you this. It's got to be, I'm sure, nutrition mixed in with the medical of modern medicine, where LeBron James is around nearly 40 years old. He was the best player on the floor last night.
I think he's just a freak of nature.
Yes, I agree.
Well,
he is amazing.
They say that about me because I play in the co-ed softball league.
They do say he's a freak of nature. That they do say.
They do say freak. Doc, I'm at the age where I either go yard or single off the wall. I don't try to stretch it into a double anymore.
See, when he talks
He's
like
playing,
that,
hey, look,
I don't
he's
even know what
playing
you're talking
wiffle ball.
about. Wiffle ball.
He's known me for way too long. Well, okay, so tell me about the hand, because I have heard wonderful things about what you can do when someone, but are we talking carpal tunnel? What kind of injuries do you kind of deal with? And tell us about the procedure that you kind of specialize in.
Yeah, so I specialize in anything from fingertips to shoulders, and part of what I really specialize in is in nerve surgeries and very complex injuries and recovery from those things. And then another thing that I'm really trying to bring to Tennessee that's a little bit new here is in-office surgery, where you don't have to go to sleep. You miss all the risks of anesthesia, of being put to sleep for surgery. You can drive yourself to surgery. You can eat breakfast. You don't have to stay hungry for a whole day. That's doing relatively minor procedures like carpal tunnels or trigger fingers, some other procedures in the wrist like a Dequer veins release or tendon injuries. And there's been plenty of new studies showing that there's a lot of benefits to doing surgery in the office without having to be put to sleep. And so you're just doing it just like you would at a dentist's office, where you get a numbing shot. And you wait a little bit and your hand goes numb or whatever body part you're getting surgery on, and you're totally awake for the surgery.
Okay, now explain that to me, because I'm thinking I want to be out.
Yeah, I get that reaction a lot. A lot of people say, I just want to be asleep. And you have that option. That's the nice thing, is you can still tell me that. If you say, hey, I really just, no thanks, but no thanks. You can still go to the hospital and go to sleep. But essentially you go in and you get a numbing shot and that area goes numb, and it's just like being at the dentist, where you can tell that they're working in your mouth,
right?
And it's not necessarily the best feeling, but you can't feel the pain,
right?
Can you give me the Snoopy gas like the dentist does?
We don't do any gas or anything. We actually just have a TV. We have a little VR headset.
Can I bring my own?
You can bring your own. A lot of patients just stay on their phone. Somebody was watching Tremors. You brought that up the other day. They were watching that on our TV.
That's a great movie.
As we're doing their carpal tunnel release. But all in all, it's a pretty quick. A lot of the procedures are pretty quick, and I get a lot of guys that come in and they cut their finger, they cut a tendon. And the nice thing about having it right there in the office is you can get treatment right away. Instead of having to schedule months out in advance, I do this every Monday afternoon. So there's not a huge backlog. I can get people in really quick, get their surgery done within the week, and they're home. They don't have to drag somebody else along with them to take time out of their day. They can just kind of drive themselves there. They get a soft wrap, go home.
Don, well, tell me, what in the past, because I had an appendectomy when I was in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that, 6 years old, Gina? 5 or 6? I think, Casey, you failed kindergarten, I think. But
I did not fail kindergarten.
I have a question for the good doctor.
No, but the point, I had an appendectomy, and I missed a month of school, and now it's like outpatient. Is this kind of the same thing you're talking about? How long did it take back in the day for carpal tunnel? Because that was pretty serious. You were out of commission for quite a while, right?
There's definitely been a huge push in medicine and surgery over the past several years or decade, really, for less time in the hospital. I think it's been kind of widely recognized that a lot of sick people congregate at the hospital, and it's easy to catch things there. That and it's expensive. Doing a surgery in the office on average is about 95% cheaper than doing it at a hospital.
Oh yeah,
95% cheaper.
It's on the order of 10-fold cheaper.
Wow.
And so it's significantly cheaper, and that's kind of the name of the game in this day and age is how do you make things cheaper?
Because that's been one of the leading causes of preventable death is people didn't think they could afford a procedure,
exactly.
right?
That's right.
Yeah, and so but that's kind of the trend you're seeing all across the board in all specialties. But orthopedics, a lot of people are doing their knee replacements and hip replacements.
Right.
You go home right after surgery.
Doc, I know Gina's got something for you, and the superintendent is scheduled to be in here tomorrow. Have you met Dr. Marlon King?
I have not.
Dr. Ricky Catlett, you met him?
No.
Jimmy, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper. They're all doctors.
He keeps asking, and you're like, no.
Well, okay, fine. But this comes in and is asking, would you please ask Dr. Nord what are the symptoms of carpal tunnel?
Yeah, Yeah, it's a great question. So, the classic things with carpal tunnel are going to be numbness and tingling in your thumb, your index finger, and your middle finger, and sometimes a little part of your ring finger. And the classic thing is that people will wake up at night. You'll wake up from sleep and your hand will be numb. Now, that doesn't mean if you just roll over and you sleep on your hand, you have to wake up once or twice every month or so that you have carpal tunnel. These are people who are having this every night, multiple times per week, waking up, and it disturbs their sleep. And then sometimes during the day, they get in the car, they put their hands on the steering wheel, the fingers will go numb. And so it can really interfere with their activities. They have a hard time buttoning their buttons. They have a hard time picking small things up because you really don't realize it, but you need that sensation in your fingers to kind of feel what you're doing and kind of know where your fingers are.
Absolutely. You really, we take a lot of things for granted, things like that. When you don't have them, you're like, geez.
Yeah.
You sound fantastic. Does he not sound great?
He does. He sounds great.
You got a great voice.
I do have a
hey, listen, if
question.
that doctor stuff don't work out, call
you
me.
can come hang out with us from 3 to 6.
We got to get the superintendent on here in just a minute. Hey, listen, can you come back? We got to do extended stuff with you.
I'd love to,
because it's very important information, and the advancement in medicine. I mean, we get busy. We may not. People don't know.
They don't know what the trends
don't know.
are. Right.
Gina, go right
I think
ahead.
I have a text thumb injury. I really do. And
She was thumbing one out.
No, because I've overused this joint so much from texting. Is that a
That's
thing?
a real,
Is that a thing?
That's a real thing. It's kind of it's people using their thumb for swiping. It's TikTok syndrome where you're swiping over and over again, and you actually
TikTok
You actually
syndrome.
get
Wow.
You
I
actually
think
get
I have it.
tendinitis of the thumb,
That's
of the tendons,
exactly what I have.
or the joint there as
Dr.
you're
Nord.
swiping up and down.
We need to talk about my thumb.
Gina, listen, I'm still riding that.
The shoulder thing, right? We got to get you through
not
that.
the shoulder
okay?
thing. I'm riding the pinched nerve in the neck horse till it falls over dead.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know. Let me know when I can call him up and talk about my text thumb.
Doc, it is so good to see you.
Oh, thank you very much.
I feel like as you know, I'm emotionally involved with sports orthopedics and spine and have been for a long, long time. And you guys, I was playing ball one time, Gina, and it felt like somebody hit me in the back of the calf with I thought somebody shot me with a pellet rifle.
What happened?
And I thought it was either that or somebody hit me with a ball-peen hammer in the back of the calf. And I turned around to look to see, and there was no one there. I thought, oh boy. I called Sports Orthopedics and Spine, and it was a tendon, I believe it was a tendon that we no longer use because of evolution. But I snapped it.
Was it called plantaris?
I think so.
So there's a small tendon in the back of the calf that sometimes can rupture and just pop.
Yeah, and I couldn't walk for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, what do I do? Am I going to be able to keep my leg?
Oh,
yeah, I got to take it. Got to cut it off.
They said, look, there's nothing to do. It catches on a scar tissue. Don't. They said, but they told me, the doctors at Sports Orthopedics, don't get back. Don't go start playing ball again for 6
shovel
weeks.
Gravel.
After 4 weeks, I said, I'm good. They don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
I was compensating so much
Yeah.
with the left. I did the same thing. No kidding.
Oh, man.
And I went back up there. They said, here's the good news. You can never do it again.
You're balanced out now.
Dr. Keith Nord, Sports Orthopedics and Spine. The website?
Yeah, sportsorthospine.com.
Sportsorthospine.com. Dr. Keith Nord and Dr. Keith Nord. And I love the chiropractor there.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Pearson's great.
Yes.
Dr. Pearson is one of the kindest people you ever meet in your life. He felt so sorry for me the other day. I worked on him
bet he
hard,
did.
too.
Yeah.
I
bet
nearly
he
got
felt-
some gas money
See,
out of him.
Casey?
Most of our staff goes
Poor
and sees
little
him,
baby
too,
shoulder.
because he takes care of everybody there.
He's a wonderful person. And can you come? I mean, even Friday, we got to do some extended stuff. You're fantastic on the air.
It's great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me out here.
It's great to see you, Doc. I'm so glad you and your wife, and congratulations on a new baby.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you back at home in Jackson.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We'll be right back, Doc. We go from one doctor to the next. Dr.
Good too.
Marlon King and Dr. Ricky Catlett.
Here we
Up
go.
next here, my name is Dr. Dan Reeves, Dr. Casey Gold, Dr. Gina Langley. And the real doctor, please stand up. Dr. Keith Nord, SportsOrthoSpine.com. Stonebridge in Jackson. It is one of the premier in the country when it comes to orthopedics. They are fantastic. They've taken care of me for years. And that's not easy to do, is it?
No.
Somebody's got to.
Somebody's got to do it. We'll be right back.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters reporting. President Biden has formally entered the 2024 presidential contest. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
At the age of 80, Joe Biden is throwing his hat in the ring one more time.
This is not a time to be complacent.
In the campaign
video, hey everybody, this is Chandler Lewis with Dean Langley Ford. Today I'm going to talk about the 23 Bronco Sport Badlands. The heart of this beast is a 2.0 EcoBoost, producing 250 horsepower and 277 foot-pounds of torque. And it does power a 4x4 system, which means you can get over any terrain possible. To go over any obstacle you have a 17-inch gray aluminum wheel wrapped in a all-terrain Pirelli tire. Now to the back, you're looking at 65 cubic feet of space, which means you can fit 3 golden retrievers back here, groceries, or even if you're a college student moving boxes. But no matter what, you can celebrate by opening a bottle. Now moving on to the interior, you have an ebony roast with heated front seats. You do have a 8-inch display backed with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now one of my favorite parts is the GOAT modes. So as I was talking about earlier, you have 7 different drive modes. The GOAT modes is what gets you to that different terrain. So if you guys liked anything I spoke about, the horsepower, cargo space, or even the interior, come see me today at Gene Langley Ford. Again, Chandler Lewis.
Every pest control company has access to the same products. The southeastern difference is the way we go to market. We don't believe that you should have to take out a bank loan to protect your home. You have more value to us as a lifelong customer, not as a one-and-done sale from a slick salesman. We can still be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Termite and pest control, fungus and moisture barriers, attic installation, or just about anything else. Our services are guaranteed. 731-660-1052.
Hey everybody, this is Chandler Lewis with Dean Langley Ford. Today I'm going to talk about the 23 Bronco Sport Badlands. The heart of this beast is a 2.0 EcoBoost, producing 250 horsepower and 277 foot-pounds of torque. And it does power a 4x4 system, which means you can get over any terrain possible. To go over any obstacle you have a 17-inch gray aluminum wheel wrapped in a all-terrain Pirelli tire. Now to the back, you're looking at 65 cubic feet of space, which means you can fit 3 golden retrievers back here, groceries, or even if you're a college student, moving boxes. But no matter what, you can celebrate by opening a bottle. Now moving on to the interior, you have an ebony roast with heated front seats. You do have a 8-inch display backed with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now one of my favorite parts is the GOAT modes. So as I was talking about earlier, you have 7 different drive modes. The GOAT modes is what gets you to that different terrain. So if you guys liked anything I spoke about, the horsepower, cargo space, or even the interior, come see me today at Gene Langley Ford. Again, Chandler Lewis.
Every pest control company has access to the same products. The southeastern difference is the way we go to market. We don't believe that you should have to take out a bank loan to protect your home. You have more value to us as a lifelong customer, not as a one-and-done sale from a slick salesman. We can still be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Termite and pest control, fungus and moisture barriers, attic installation, or just about anything else. Our services are guaranteed. 731-660-1052.
Hey everybody, this is Chandler Lewis with Gene Langley Ford. Today I'm going to talk about the 23 Bronco Sport Badland. The heart of this beast is a 2.0 EcoBoost, producing 250 horsepower and 277 foot-pounds of torque. And it does power a 4x4 system, which means you can get over any terrain possible. To go over any obstacle you have a 17-inch gray aluminum wheel wrapped in a all-terrain Pirelli tire. Now to the back, you're looking at 65 cubic feet of space, which means you can fit 3 golden retrievers back here, groceries, or even if you're a college student, moving boxes. But no matter what, you can celebrate by opening a bottle. Now moving on to the interior, you have an ebony roast with heated front seats. You do have a 8-inch display backed with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now one of my favorite parts is the GOAT modes. So as I was talking about earlier, you have 7 different drive modes. The GOAT modes is what gets you to that different terrain. So if you guys liked anything I spoke about, the horsepower, cargo space, or even the interior, come see me today at Gene Langley Ford. Again, Chandler Lewis.
Every pest control company has access to the same products. The southeastern difference is the way we go to market. We don't believe that you should have to take out a bank loan to protect your home. You have more value to us as a lifelong customer, not as a one-and-done sale from a slick salesman. We can still be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Termite and pest control, fungus and moisture barriers, attic installation, or just about anything else. Our services are guaranteed. 731-660-1052.
Hey everybody, this is Chandler Lewis with Dean Langley Ford. Today I'm going to talk about the 23 Bronco Sport Badland.
News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Tuesday brings mostly sunny skies with highs in the upper 60s. Mostly cloudy this evening, then a slight chance of showers after midnight. Lows in the upper 40s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit newstalk965.com.
Take us with you wherever you go. Download our free apps for Apple and Android. Visit newstalkwtn.com. Then click to download.
.35 here on the program. My name's Dan Reeves. It's a pleasure to be with you. Casey Gold hangs out with us on Tuesdays. Hi, Casey.
How are you, Bubba?
Okay, sorry about that.
Try turning the mic on there. There you go.
It was against my better judgment, but I turned it on. The KC Gold, ladies and gentlemen, one of the finest. He's a professional wrestling promoter, but he also owns Office World. And
I am proud of you, Dan. I will even call you Dan now. I am proud of you. You got that one right. It's Office World Inc. in Trenton, Tennessee.
Don't make a big deal of it, would you? But no, that's where we get our office supplies, and they're the best. I mean, KC could be, because he covers a wide region. If we have a problem, Melissa will call him, and he's here that day. Thank you, KC. Seriously, that's local business just doing it better.
Well, we do what we're supposed to do, and that's take care of our customers.
Well said, sir. Well spoken. Let me do the talking, would you?
Nope.
Thank you, Casey, for being here. Dr. Ricky Catlett he's a longtime friend, and when he left Jackson Northside High School is when Thurman Reynolds Stadium turned into quite a scene on Friday nights, didn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And, then you, like a magnet, they drew me back in. Dr. Marlon King is that magnet. And
yes, sir.
He's the superintendent of Jackson Madison County Schools. I've known this gentleman for a long, long time. Back when he was at Haywood as superintendent. I think you were like 13 years old. How old are let's people that may not know you, Dr. King, let's run it down from Haywood High School till you got here to Jackson Madison County.
Yeah, so from Haywood High School, I taught in I did some work in Haywood County, as a matter of fact. Started at the substitute level, moved to educational assistant, taught in Shelby County, which is the Shelby legacy. Went to Fayette County as a principal, served at Northwest Elementary School, and from there I went to another elementary school. And the ironic thing was I was serving as principal of a turnaround school that was a high priority state takeover school. and we did some exceptional work just working with the staff, and we became a blue ribbon school. And so I was invited, the then former First Lady Laura Bush, to do a plenary session with her at a national conference. And then I thought,
what did
it was on reading. So my background is in reading, in literacy. So we did some great work in literacy and reading at that school. And from there, I went to the superintendent then and said, "Hey, look, I'm ready for a challenge. Like I got to have a challenge. I like to take what's in education where people don't think there's hope. I like to take it and really show people that when you work together, you pull people together, you can make magic happen. You can do great things with kids." And from Central Elementary School, I became superintendent of Brownsville, Haywood County. And from there, I went to the State Department to do some work in the region. And then from the State Department back to Fayette County as superintendent. And then I saw this opportunity to come over to Jackson, Madison County and do some work. Again, like I said, I like challenges. And I thought this was a great challenge. Living in Brownsville and seeing Jackson from a small child, and you saw all the great things happen over here, I thought, I think the narrative that's out there around the public school system could change some. And I thought that, I would want to come over and just team up with everybody and do some great work.
Well, we are very pleased that you're here. And this is year number how many, Doc?
Oh, so it feels like 10. But it's only been since the pandemic, so 2020. So I'm closing out the third year as superintendent here.
I didn't. Yeah. Eric Jones is a longtime friend of mine, Dr. Jones. I know you guys are friends. And when he left, it wasn't good. And I thought, geez, we're never going to do better than that. And I love Eric, and he's fantastic. But I just couldn't believe. I was so happy that you came in here. And then Dr. Catlett, here comes Ricky Catlett. Dr. Ricky Catlett, you guys are wonderful together. Coach Gilmer, he's back. And see, I started naming them, and I'm going to leave people out. But I have Greg Hammond.
Dr. Williams.
Dr. Williams.
Yeah. Yes. And I have met, I've told Casey today, I've been blown away by the kids I've met this year in the Jackson Madison County. I have had so much fun with these kids. Leah brought in two young ladies, Anaya, who plays Ariel, and Jada, who plays Ursula, in the production of Disney's The Little Mermaid, coming up not this weekend, but next weekend, May 5th, 6th, and 7th at Liberty Tech Theater, 7 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, and then a Sunday matinee at 2:30. And we're going to get on our website, I think the QR code, where the link right back, and you buy your tickets with that QR code. They performed at the Jackson Madison County School Gala.
Yeah.
And just, I know that it was Anaya that did. She was fantastic.
She was.
These kids, and that's why I get a little bit upset sometimes. I don't know if you guys ever listen to the show. Sometimes I get upset because people that have never been inside the school system and met these kids. I watched North Side and South Side get after each other for 4 quarters in basketball. Not one iota of bad sportsmanship, and they got after each other 4 quarters after the game. Heartbreaking loss for one of the teams. They all shake hands. DeMond Fuller, Brent McNeil. What's the young man's name, the coach at Northside?
Coach Lowe.
Coach, for crying out loud.
Coach Woodrow Lowe.
Just awesome guy. Lonnie Starks is back in the system over at Liberty with my man Preston Barbie, he is the absolute best when it comes to what men should wear as far as cologne. Wonderful person. Kendall Dancy at JCM. This is ridiculous. And
Coach
Brian Lake.
Coach Northcutt.
Coach Northcutt, for crying out loud, at North.
Coach Wood.
Coach Wood. Yeah. And look at Madison Academic, the husband-wife team over there.
Yeah.
Man, we have got some. There was a revolving door at one time.
Right.
And I can check. You were one of them, Ricky. Doc, how were you able to stop that door? Because I've talked with so many members of the staff, faculty, administration, kiddos. They're all on the same page.
They respect you, Dr. Catlett, and the vision. What makes that all work? Because, I mean, we've got like 6, 10 employees, and I can't keep this thing together.
I know you asked Dr. King, but can I tell you?
Please.
He cares about students, the staff, the families, and making sure they have a good experience. He cares, genuinely cares for their success. And you can't, you can't hide that feeling, and he's proud to be here, the job he's done. And I've been here, off and on in education in Jackson, Madison County a couple of times. And I have never seen the positive impact that a person coming in with the leadership has done in a short amount of time, as Dr. King has done.
It's blown me away.
And our staff and our schools are incredible as well. So now he won't say that, but it's about leadership. Period.
Yeah, it is. And could that be said in the opposite way for me? In 6 to 10, don't say anything, Casey. No,
I wasn't going to say a word.
No, it really is leadership, and it's. I've read a lot about it. I love the way you do things. Mm-hmm. You have more. You have what, 10, 15 employees? I mean, it's one of the. Is it the largest, or is it Madison? Is it West Tennessee Healthcare?
I think West Tennessee Healthcare is the largest. We have about 2,000 employees.
You're essentially a CEO, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So the model that that I've been using even prior to coming to Jackson Madison is that you have to think about. First of all, you have to establish some goals and belief statements, some things that you truly believe in. That this is what the organization will be about, and then also thinking about what core values you'll live by. So we adopted 5 core values, and those 5 core values are the initials of the school system, JMCSS. And so when you think about Jackson Madison County School System, you think about J for judgment, M for motivation, C for courage, and the 2 S's we have support and service. And so when you're leading an organization from a CEO position, you want your people to live out those core values, but you have to demonstrate and model those core values. We have 7 belief statements, and one of those belief statements, to me, probably the most important one, talks about you have to invest in your employees professionally and financially. And I think Dr. Catlett can tell you about, as you mentioned, athletics. We were talking about athletic supplements earlier today, and I think I'll just let him kind of share kind of a story of where we were in terms of our coaching supplements. You wanted to know, how did we attract coaches? How are we getting coaches to stay in and really be committed to this game? And I think one of the things he probably can tell you kind of what we did.
Well, in the conversation we had, Dr. Williams was a former basketball coach in the district. Now she's been in over 30 years. And she said, the coaching supplement has not changed since I was coaching basketball back 30 years ago.
This is in 2020.
Now that's sad. Yeah. We have revisited those stipends, and the major coaches have gotten an increase, and we're looking at all the coaches across the board to get them, to compensate them for the work that they do. And we talk about the athletics right now, but what Dr. King has also done is started with not only the bonuses and the raises that we have gotten, and the insurance premium paid for us by him, but also the non-certified staff, so to make sure that they get a living wage, that they are working and not only, valued and celebrated, but compensated.
Well, teachers get in it to get rich. I mean, we all know that. Well, that I don't know how that's ever sold. I really don't. But it is sometimes. Just like it's not the old boys. They just want to make sure that you got a full tank of freedom. It's the climatologists that are greedy.
Yeah, and it's sort of a thing, changed, so they look at it, the schedule is 180 days. They think that's what they make. But teachers work year round, and they work 10, 12 hours a day. And teachers are listening and have met with Dr. King at different roundtables and things. I mean, again, there's never been a time where the teachers have been more valued and taken care of in Jackson Madison County schools that I've been aware of, and it's because
now this is all making sense. That's why, because Doc, I think what people say about you when you're not around tells the tale. Mm-hmm.
and I'm not kidding you. It's the same page from Ricky to everyone. It is a pleasure to see it playing out, especially when it's in such an important role. That's the Jackson-Madison County Schools. And at any time, but look at what is staring us in the face. Blue Oval City,
right?
Dixie. List goes on and on and on.
Right.
It's an important time, isn't it?
Right. Absolutely. And so when you think about that CEO model, you're always thinking about what is the return on investment. So in our return is we want to see improvement in academic outcomes for one. And then also, in order to get those improvements, you have to invest in your employees because they are actually the ones who are taking care of the students. Our salary rank last year, we were number 107 in starting salaries in the state of Tennessee, which was unreal to be the second largest system in West Tennessee. And when I saw that coming in, that was very, very, very stunning to see salaries that low. And so one of the things that I wanted to do was work with the board to create a model, not only to increase that salary and make our salaries more competitive, but not just for teachers, but for all employees. We need everybody. We need the cafeteria workers. We need counselors. We need educational assistants, secretaries, professional school counselors. We need everybody, bus drivers, everybody makes this organization work. And so in order to do that, you have to really, first of all, you have to really care about people. One of the books that I've read is Michael Fullin's The 6 Secrets of Change. And one of the secrets...
Oh, okay. One more. Most people today, their longest read would fit into a fortune cookie. This is a great read. Now, one more time, what's the name of that book?
The 6 Secrets of Change. So when you're thinking about changing and how do you really affect change in an organization, the first secret in that book, it says, love your employees. And that is really true. And I mentioned in my State of the School speech, a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson says, what you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you say.
Exactly.
And so I can say that I love you and I can say that I care about you and you're doing a great job. But if I never show some type of investment in you, then what happens? And so one of the things that has been very important to our administration, and when we have our weekly executive meetings, is that we have to change our salary schedules for everyone across the board, but also what do we want to do for our teachers and for every employee to make everyone feel a part of this organization?
The 6 secrets of change.
Mm-hmm.
Love thy employees, not as I love myself, because I love me some me. That'd be tough.
Mm-hmm.
If you met some of the employees here, that's impossible. Now, Doc, this is a great book, and this is a great read, The 6 Secrets of Change. Now, Doc, so there's a lot of ground to be made up that you're making up as far as salaries go, and we know, I've been around this system a long time, and Ricky, you were here as well. We saw you, again, you were a part of that revolving door. What drew you to Dr. King and to come back with this administration? Okay, and Ricky, just in case people don't, Dr. Ricky Catlett, your position is?
Deputy Superintendent of Operations.
Does that mean you're the number 2?
No, I'm just, we're
he's number 2.
Me, Dr. Wood,
you're number 2?
They're in number 2 position.
You're the number 2.
So
don't argue, please.
I deal with all the non-academic.
You're going to lose your ham sandwich. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Don't argue.
So from cafeteria, food service, transportation, maintenance, those departments are HR are underneath. But we got and it goes back to what you said about people that want to stay with you, and be around you. I knew Dr. King, so I was in Jackson. After I went to Lambeth, I coached at Lambeth and went to another district and was an assistant principal at Liberty, and went to Liberty, South Elementary School, West Middle School, Northside High School, and then went back to another district. And I was in a good spot, in an easy, safe spot. And Dr. King and I really got to know each other when I was at Northside. He worked for the State Department, and even his attitude now, he had that same attitude with the State Department. He had a wide brushstroke, across the whole state and making an impact. So we knew each other and talked about, the possibilities of Jackson, and we knew, and he knew that there were some struggles here in the past, and I don't think it was anything that somebody was trying to do on purpose. I think people care about the kids, and they think they're doing the right thing for the kids. But I knew Dr. King, and I wouldn't have left the situation had it not been.
You had a really good gig. Yeah.
I did, and I wanted to come work with him, and I'm a Jackson Southside High School graduate, so and I think the thing that troubles me, I listened to your show this morning, is so many people want to talk about things, and they don't even really know the whole story, but they jump on the bandwagon when they think it's something bad, but they never want to talk about the good things. And if I was here, I wasn't.
Yeah, that tells the tale, doesn't it? Really does.
Yeah, if I was working in a district or not working in a district, I'm a Jackson person, so I want the schools to do well. And is everything perfect? No, sir. We have some things that we have to work on, but I think Dr. King has done this since the day one he walked in. Has been transparent and said, this is who we are. This is what our core values are. And the J of Judgment is the one that we deal with most often. That people have a problem with using good judgment. So it's important to us to whenever it is the day that we step away from this, is it's better than it was when we got here. And
you two gentlemen are well educated, highly intelligent, a lot of energy. You could do anything you want to do. I mean, really, both of you could. And we're so pleased that you're here. And doing this show every day, I hear that gibberish. I really do. And it's paper dragons, and then you slay them. We don't even allow that anymore. It's just the division in this country. And I think there's a movement. Now, I could be wrong, to implement the national model on the local level and split our community right down the middle for what? Political gain? It really has damaged America. It's worked so well nationally. Let's implement it on the local level.
All right.
Do you feel that, or is it just me being paranoid?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even as you've seen, and you mentioned Dr. Calley is not going to get this Heavenly Ham sandwich box. I mean, when
he gets me 2 boxes.
He gets 2 boxes, though, but he's not going to get the. So
I mean, wait, bye.
Yeah. So when you even think about that, honestly, this list to insinuate that there's wasteful spending, to insinuate that this is waste money that could be used because there might be this notion that the superintendent might ask for more money, and so we have to create a narrative that there's wasteful spending. When you look at this sheet right here, since 2016, you have people that have been getting Heavenly Ham in this community, just not in the school system, but all departments. When you have Four Seasons and you have other departments who have purchased the same things or purchased things from these same vendors, but it's only an education list that's created, but no other department. So that's political. That's not.
That's different branches of Madison County government.
Absolutely.
And they've been eating Heavenly Ham.
They have been. Yes.
Write that down, would you?
But before 2020, before I got here, Heavenly Ham box has been out there.
Now, hey, look, Heavenly Ham is fantastic. It's heavenly, for crying out loud.
It is.
But when I saw that, and I wanted to ask you, but it would be unfair for me to have to ask you, let you respond to this. I've seen it on social media, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. They don't look like kind of a weird spreadsheet on, I don't know, maybe crack. I don't know. It was kind of, I don't know if it was
with no dates, no individual, not the total of people who were involved in these numbers. It was, to be full transparency, is that this list was created by Karen Bell, and it was requested by
Karen Bell is who?
Our county finance director.
County finance director.
And it was requested by Commissioner Dean. And so when I learned of this list, because
Gary's the chairman of the Madison County Commission.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I learned of this, and when I learned of it, I wanted to see it. But also, I didn't mind having it out. I believe in honest government. Be open and transparent. I don't have any problems with anybody looking at my books. But if you want to know something about it, I think you should pay every department head the courtesy to say, hey, look, could you give us an explanation around this before you create a narrative to insinuate or even have people to think totally differently? For example, a limousine. As if I were to be in a limousine if I were to just get a limousine as superintendent, and that is a shuttle bus for 12 people versus getting 3 or 4 Ubers, $100 a piece, one way and back, it's easier to get a shuttle to take people to the location. So you have these numbers out there, and you have these vendors out there as if there was to say that this is waste or whatever to say. But what's interesting is the education division was the only division that received this list. So you have to know that either there is concerns about, do we really want our public school systems to be strong, or are there other issues out there around politics?
And Doc, you know, the list that they forgot to follow that list,
right,
was the money that he has. We have a lot of community support, a lot of community sponsors that donate to the district for different reasons, and the superintendent can decide how that money is spent.
Oh yeah.
So they didn't have that. They didn't
get the contributions in the revenue list, only the expenditure list. So we get $32,000 in contribution, $22,000 one year. You saw we just got $100,000 with our gala, but none of the revenues were shared. Only the expenditures.
Wait a minute. You telling me you do business with people that do business with you? That's crazy.
Absolutely. So
local people.
Local people have
got you. See,
there has, and here's the thing too, Dan. You ask about why Jackson now? Why Jackson now? Let me tell you the difference in 3 years. And again, I'm speaking the truth here because I saw it, I witnessed it. There was always a disconnect with the board and the superintendent. They were fighting. They were always they're constantly, and it was talked about. So there hadn't been a whole lot of talk about negative stuff. Things are going really, really good.
You can't depend on
So now some
that's
people,
right.
Now some people they like that, and now they want to come out here and start making a story up when they don't have the full knowledge of that. You know, and again, like we said before. Is everything perfect? No. I mean, nothing is perfect. But nobody's trying. You got a person here who has been a seasoned director of schools in other districts and worked for the State Department, and his name is much better than wanting to cloud his name up by doing something that's not.
In other words, what would you benefit from doing that?
From helping people. You know,
what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me for helping people? But what's interesting is, for me, is other departments could take care of their people. Why can't I take care of mine?
Because they're just teachers.
They're just teachers. It's just, isn't that something? And that's what people feel in some. And this is why I advocate and I really stand up for all of our employees. The reason I'm requesting for 100% of their health insurance benefit to be covered. I will be going to the commission making that request because I think that is a benefit that they need. When you look at Microsoft benefit, one of the perks for Microsoft is that they get $1,500 per employee, but they can also use this $1,500 for fitness classes, massage, weight loss programs, meditation, caregiver support, financial advisor. When you run in a business model.
That's not what life's about. Life's about being stressed out and being, not being able to make.
But that's what people want. But you want to change outcomes for kids.
That's what they see. They see that's. And I'm glad you brought that up. They see this out of you because I see you, how positive you are, Dr. King, Dr. King. And I'm telling you, folks, I have been on the inside now for a year for this school system. I mean, I've told you too in private. It blows me away. I've just been so pleasantly, I can't say just surprised, but in ways I have been. I've never seen, because that's a bit. How many employees do you think?
Close to 2,000 employees.
And everyone I've talked with, they have that same enthusiasm. Kids see that, as opposed to seeing some people yelling at that idiot box like they can hear you screaming about politics. It makes a huge difference. It makes a big. Now, let me tell you this. From a few years ago, you fellas know Richard, the narrator barber, right? We were having coffee downtown. It's a local coffee shop, And these two, they were attractive females. We just happened to notice, pulled up, and they were talking with an accent, and it really got to us. We were, and we were sitting outside burning a heater. Don't recommend it, but we were. And one of the young ladies come up and said, "Can I get a light?" I was like, "Geez, I almost fell over." Sure. And we struck up a conversation. They were school teachers from Sweden, I believe, and they flew into Dallas, and they were just driving across America, and they stopped in Jackson to see the Rockabilly Hall of Fame. And so they stopped down to have a coffee, and they said they've been coming to America for years. And I said, "You guys ever thought about moving here?" They said, "Yeah, but you guys don't pay your teachers anything." And I said, "Well, how do you do it there?" They said, like, "Well, if you want to get the best of the best, you've got to recruit them, and you've got to offer them you've got to pay them what they're worth, essentially." And that translates into the kids. Right. I'll never forget that. That's what they said. They'd always wanted to come to America, but not anymore because of that. That hit home. I see countries that are using our old game plan, what we actually invested back into our communities. We're not using it anymore. They are. And those people seem to be happier. Am I making any sense at all?
Yes, sir. What we talk about is what's the value of our diploma? What we have all these seniors. We have around 2,000 seniors that graduate in mid-May, and are going to go out to college, jobs, workforce. So 14, there's over 30 programs of study in our CTE cluster. So not only are the academics is one of our focuses, but also the CTE program. So we have so many opportunities and options for our students. But it starts with the teachers and the principals, the leadership in that school. And something that people may or may not be aware of, the principals for sure are, but every Thursday, Dr. King meets with our senior leadership, which is the principals of the schools, and pours into them 4DX, book 6 Secrets of Change, any type of professional development that will support them in leading a school. I'm going to tell you, I've been in a school building at every level, and it is a tough job. It's a tough job to lead a school. It's a tough job to teach children in schools. So, everything that Dr. King has done has been to support those teachers and those administrators in those buildings. And if that's what people are upset about, they're the ones that have a direct impact. And everybody is somebody has had a teacher.
That's right. Yeah.
Somebody's had a teacher at some point to get them to the next level or to the next grade or to graduate. And thank goodness I had some that and some coaches that saw, motivated and poured into me and got me, in education. But, it's a sad time when, people are not getting into education anymore because for the lack of respect. And something that Dr. King told us when we first met in our executive meetings early on, we're going to value our employees. We're going to, and he doesn't say it just to say that and to give lip service to it. He means it. And that is what you're seeing on some of the stuff that gets out.
One of the things that I want to add that's very important, our monthly expenditures are about $8 million. So starting, we had a fund balance probably of $13 million. Maybe part of that was budgeted.
I want to ask you about that. You apparently have destroyed that.
And so now
the reserve. So $13 million. What do you have now?
Now we're at $20 million.
Oh, wait a minute. The math don't add up.
Yeah. So
you're at $13 million when you came in. Now you're at $20 million in reserve.
20 million in reserve, and that's because of the business model. One of the things that I wanted to do was take the burden off of the county. And I didn't go to the county request for any funds, but our capital projects funds dropped tremendously because I told the commission that I would use ESSER dollars, which I didn't have to, but I would use ESSER dollars to take the burden off of the county. The county was taking out a bond to support the school's capital project needs. And I thought, well, this is something that they could save on. And so to take that burden from them, we use ESSER dollars strategically.
So what is that?
ESSER is, I'll put it this way for everyday person that are listening to this, just funds that we received during the pandemic to offset those additional expenses that we would have incurred as we navigated the pandemic. One of the things we did that many systems around us that didn't do, we brought kids back to school early. This community rallied around us and we all met, and community members were part of our engagement groups, and we brought students back to school safely. I thought, and the reason I did that, I was driving one morning through a neighborhood at 9:00 that morning, and I saw kids outside playing in water. I was like, wait a minute, if you all can play in water, you can come to school. We are coming back to school. It's
Busted.
over.
Yeah.
Busted.
Yeah.
Let's go back to school. And so,
kids need that social interaction too, don't they?
But the advantage coming back to school earlier or sooner than others allowed us to accelerate learning and recover learning lost at a faster rate. And so we see better scores and see better outcomes than some. So that's exciting. But to look at our rainy day fund, I mean, we are sitting strong. We should be strong at the end of this year. Contributions are still coming in to support our efforts in what we're doing. So that's kind of exciting. But again, it goes back to investing in your employees and making sure that you take care of your teachers. And I always tell them, I'm going to make it hard for them to leave me. And I am. I'm going to make it hard for them to leave me.
It's hard to get great people.
It's very hard.
And it's even harder to hold on to them. Dr. Marlon King is superintendent, Jackson-Madison County School System. Dr. Ricky Catlett is the number 2. We'll just put it that way. And I want to get to what's the facelift. It's I don't know if it's underway at Allman Arena yet. That is going. Okay, you're talking about changing the landscape of a neighborhood. Holy this is going to be fantastic. A new football stadium with field turf. And check this out. A regulation track. What are you thinking? And I mean, this would set us up. Looking ahead, maybe hosting spring fling. Those things would become a real possibility for Jack. We need a sports council, don't we, to try to put some of this together, because we jumped up to 186,000 Jackson Metro, huge increase, and it's only going to get better, bigger and better. And the public schools, one of the key. When it comes to attracting new people, when they decide, okay, where am I going to live? Where am I going to put my kids in school? I got to tell you, I've said this all year long. DeMond Fuller, I send my kids to him all day, every day. Mm-hmm. Brent McNeil, send my kids to him. Lonnie Starks. It hurts me to hear people say things that I know it's not true because of the people I know. And not only that, it hurts our community because they can present it as if they know what they're talking about. And they're regurgitating something that I don't know who told them. I don't know who they overheard. That's inaccurate. But that's the way things are today. I think it's way too important to let that inaccurate information get out. But so let me ask you, here's one question or one statement that's been brought up. Teachers have to spend their own money in the classroom. Mm-hmm. Is that something that still goes on?
My wife is a teacher, and my checkbook is always open. And she is a teacher in a different county. She worked with me in one of my previous districts, and we made an agreement that I won't be your boss anymore. So, so we'll leave it at that. But she's out of money all the time. But what I can say, that we have resources and we have funds to support schools. And if a teacher needs something, they should let their principal know. They should reach out to us and let us know, because there shouldn't be a burden on teachers to have to take care of things. I'm just going to be honest with you.
And what is the heart of a teacher?
They give. They give and give and give.
So I mean, you may have some cases to where somebody wants to do something, over and above and beyond. But like Dr. King said, we have made sure that there's a focus on taking care of them, and it starts with the salary. I mentioned a while ago about the CTE a few minutes ago. We have 1,828 students. 97% of those children that are in a CTE program, that's their graduation rate. 97%.
97%.
That's our rate. Yes. And Doc, will tell you our graduation rate continues. Dr. Williams has done a phenomenal job on the academic side to get the students to say, you know, when you get a student from Jackson Madison County School System, you know, we hope they see the things that Dr. King has demonstrated to the administrators in the schools and the teachers, because you know we want to have hireable students. We want to have people that will look at you, talk to you, you know, and be honest and come to work on time, and you know those soft skills that are there. You know, I mean, school is so different than a lot of the people listen to than that we were involved with. It's so different, but it's still about people, and it's about relationships.
Absolutely. And I want to offer this: if there are teachers out there who are carrying on the burden, we have a Let's Talk app on our website, and all they have to do is put in their request, talk to us, tell us what they need, tell us what you need, so that we can make sure that we support you in the very hard work that they do every single day. So we want to put structures in place to make sure that we support. We have almost 2,000 employees. So, of course, the reach may not get to some, but I just want to offer that if we have teachers out there that need it, we have an app. We're putting things in place so they can extend the reach and reach out to us so that we can be able to support them and give them what they need. But I think if they engage their principal on the request that they're requesting, I think we can definitely support our classroom teachers and even beyond that, all of our employees. There are needs in different areas, and I want to just make sure that we support employees across the board.
Dr. Marlon King is the superintendent of Jackson Madison County Schools. Dr. Ricky Catlett, and your official title, Ricky, is what now?
Deputy Superintendent of Operations.
Deputy Superintendent of Operations, yes, a.k.a. number 2. We get a quick break, come right back, and we have several texts. We'll take texts. If you want to text in, if you got a question or a comment for Dr. King or Dr. Catlett, our text line is sponsored by Advanced Rehab and Medical, advancedrehabjackson.com. You can text to 731-800-TEXT, 731-800-8398. If you'd like to shoot us over a text. Also, advancedrehabjackson.com. Dr. Shannon Belgrave is ranked number 1. Wait a minute. I just bumped him up about 5. So he's in the top 10 worldwide for chiropractors. Now that's strong right there, folks. AdvancedRehabJackson.com. But wait, there's more. Our phone line is sponsored by CWA Development. Great Americans. CWA Development, they specialize in commercial and residential maintenance, restoration, and renovation. Fire and water damage restoration, plumbing, gutter, roof, and window cleaning, wood repairs. We've had hurricanes blow through here this spring. I've got 2 new trampolines, Ricky, after 2 storms. And some people have lost sections of their fence. If that's you, CWA can repair that privacy fence for you, or your decks. They specialize in wood repairs as well. Open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and on Sundays for emergencies. 731-503-9598, 731-503-9598. We broadcast in the Gene Langley Ford studio in Jackson, Tennessee. Gene Langley Ford is at 3500 Easton Drive in Humboldt, and now offering complimentary concierge service with their service departments. If you're within a 15-mile radius of Gene Langley Ford and you need some service work done, they'll come get your vehicle at your house or your office, take it in, do that service work, and then deliver it right back to you, to your office or to your home. Within a 15-mile radius, complimentary concierge service. Just another way that Gene Langley Ford is rising above. GeneLangleyFord.com. Shop online 24/7. We'll be right back with Superintendent of Jackson Madison County Schools, Dr. Marlon King, and his number 2, Dr. Ricky Catlett. By the way, jmcss.org is, if you want information, that website is absolutely awesome. The Superintendent Chronicles, I can give you many more examples of trying to hide things. We'll be right back. It's 5:17. Stay right there.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM, 96.5 FM, Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters reporting. President Biden has formally entered the 2024 presidential contest. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
At the age of 80, Joe Biden is throwing his hat in the ring one more time.
This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election.
In the campaign video, he frames the 2024 election as a battle over fundamental liberties. The president says personal freedom is sacred, referring to abortion rights and same-sex marriage. And he asks voters to help him finish the job. Greg Clugston, Washington.
A Democrat senator from a rural state, John Tester, says he will block the president's nominees for the board of Amtrak. Bob Agnew reports.
Senator Tester hails from Montana and says Amtrak is not only critical to Montana, but it's critical to rural communities and economies across the entire country. And it's important that folks in rural America have a voice at Amtrak to make sure we aren't left behind. Tester complains none of the president's 6 nominees are from the West. Tester says the infrastructure bill passed in 2021 includes clear guidelines meant to ensure the entire country has representation on the Amtrak board. Bob Agnew reporting.
Harry Belafonte has died at the age of 96. He was a dedicated activist and award-winning actor and singer. He sold millions of records and starred on stage and screen before scaling back his career and becoming a relentless supporter of civil rights and other causes. He worked closely with his friend and generational peer, the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Belafonte died Tuesday of congestive heart failure at his New York home. On Wall Street, a rough day as the Dow is down by 344 points, the Nasdaq dropping by 238, the S&P 500 lower by 65. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I'm Corey, and this is my story. I was going through some financial troubles paying off my credit cards. I was paying high interest rates, and it just wasn't getting any better. And I knew I had to do something. So my mom told me about Trinity, and so I decided to call. Trinity was able to do something that I couldn't. I'm paying off my debt, I'm saving thousands, and things are really looking up. I promise you guys, you will not regret it when you call Trinity, because it was such a relief and less stress in my life, and it was the best thing I could have done for myself, because once I called Trinity, they took care of me and I felt such a relief, a weight off my shoulders. Trinity was great to work with. They wanted to help me. I love it.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
I'm Corey, and I'm debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
German authorities have detained a Syrian man on suspicion of planning to carry out an explosives attack motivated by Islamic extremism. We hear more from international correspondent Charles de Ledesma reporting from London.
Federal police say officers detained the 28-year-old man in the northern city of Hamburg. Investigators add the man's suspected of trying to obtain substances online that would have allowed him to manufacture an explosive belt in order, they say, to carry out an attack against civilian targets. Police say the suspect was encouraged and supported in his action by his 24-year-old brother, who lives in the southern German town of Kempten. The men, whose names haven't been released, are described as being motivated by radical Islamist and jihadist views. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters reporting. Major central banks are standing down from their offer to daily emergency dollar loans to banks.
The offer was a crisis step launched after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank in the U.S. fed fears about the stability of the global financial system. The European Central Bank says it and other central banks found that pressure on banks' cash needs has eased and the crisis credits were not being used much lately. The daily dollar credit window launched March 19th, just days after Silicon Valley Bank failed, and the same day the Swiss government announced that UBS would be taking over faltering rival bank Credit Suisse. Jeremy House reporting.
GM will stop building the electric Chevrolet Bolt hatchback and small SUV by the end of this year. The Bolt, which starts at $26,500, is now GM's top-selling EV, but the plant north of Detroit that builds it is being converted. More at townhall.com.
Pansies, poppies, and daffodils aren't the only spring things popping up all over West Tennessee. Beautiful deals on new 2023 Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are blooming right now at Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley. Come by our lot at 3500 Easton Drive in Humboldt or visit us online at GeneLangleyFord.com. You'll see our personalized service, guaranteed financing, and lifetime powertrain warranty make buying your new Ford a bright and sunny experience. Or customize your new Ford car, truck, or SUV and apply for financing online at GeneLangleyFord.com, and when it arrives, we'll deliver it right to your driveway. In the market for a pre-owned vehicle, we have a huge selection on all makes and models, updated daily at GeneLangleyFord.com. And as everyone knows, if you ever have any service needs, our service department is known area-wide as the best in the business. Regardless of your make or model, we'll get you back on the road in no time. Whether it's a new Ford, a used vehicle, or service, you really should try Gene Langley Ford before you buy. The dealership service bill.
See dealer for warranty details.
Vintage doesn't always mean long-lasting. As your home systems age, your repair costs, utility bills, and breakdowns rise. During Hiller's Vintage Showdown, we're giving away a free new system to the owner of the oldest HVAC unit. Submit a picture of your old equipment online to see if you qualify as the winner. Everybody wins with trade-in credits plus 0% financing for up to 48 months with approved credit on select new HVAC systems. Enter to win now at happyhiller.com.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
My name's Tommy Bland, and I just received the BioT hormone replacement therapy. For BioT, I was just not hitting on all cylinders. I didn't feel like myself. I was constantly fatigued, brain fog, lack of energy, searching for something natural, something that I could use to help benefit my body and help maybe take me back to where I once was. And while I was waiting in the waiting room, I saw a pop-up advertisement there, and I started reading over all the symptoms, and I went down the list. They all pertain to me. My experience with Miss Kim Nichols, my case manager for BioT, was great. She was very informative, put me at ease, went through everything step by step, knew exactly what to expect and what the outcome was going to be in the end. After BioT, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I can get off work, go home, catch my second wind, and I'm off to the races again. It doesn't matter if I'm working, selling cars, or if I'm on the boat fishing a tournament, I'm back to my old self again.
Give us a call at 731-318-5827 or visit our website at advancedrehabjackson.com for more.
News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Tuesday brings mostly sunny skies with highs in the upper 60s. Mostly cloudy this evening, then a slight chance of showers after midnight. Lows in the upper 40s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit NewsTalk965.com.
News Talk West Tennessee includes NewsTalk965.com and NewsTalk 96.5 FM, covering local news, sports, and weather on an extensive network of platforms, including radio, social media streaming, digital TV, live stream, podcasts, all on your devices. Our local and live weekday lineup includes Daybreak with Greg Wood and G-Unit, Walker Talks with Chuck Walker and Julie Holt, The Dan Reeves Show with Gina Langley and Larry Newman, Dave Ramsey, Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week, UT Vols Sports, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Local, live, News Talk West Tennessee and NewsTalk965.com. Hear it first on News Talk 96.5 FM. We might be talking about you. The Memphis Grizzlies play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com. The Memphis Grizzlies play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com.
527. My name is Dan Reeves. Casey Gold, who joins us every Tuesday. Hi, Casey.
How you doing, Uncle Bubba?
I'm doing great. As I said, I like to go by Dan Reeves, which is my government name.
Yeah, I know what you like to go by, but
yeah, it's kind of branding.
Yeah, so is Uncle Bubba.
No, I don't brand as Uncle Bubba, but thank you very much. My nieces call me that. My niece is Della Reese. Remember that did you guys ever watch Sanford Son? He said, if your niece is Della Reese, my son is Attila the Hun. Fred Sanford. Close quote.
And I know your nieces.
Yeah, you're the wonderful one. By the way, Hannibug had a baby.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, a beautiful, beautiful baby boy. Sure did. Way to go, Hannah.
Don't look nothing like you. Thank you, Lord.
Even better news, don't look anything like you. Dr. Ricky Catlett is here. He's the number 2 with Jackson Madison County School System. And the superintendent of Jackson Madison County Schools, Dr. Marlon King, is in studio. And gentlemen, thank you so much for spending time to come in and talk with the people. And Dr. King, let me ask you about, there's been several improvements. I've seen them come down the pike. We get them, and I'm so proud of the hard work that goes into this. Can you tell us the areas that you made improvements in where teachers, faculty, and students, quite frankly, that's what it's all about, have been recognized by the state in achieving above average?
Yeah, we're excited about our grad rate improvement. We had a 90.5, and that's incredible. That is just a little bit past the state grad rate at 90%. So we're excited about that. We are a level 5 district, first time in the history of the consolidation of the district with including all grade levels in this accountability metric. And what level 5 means is there are 5 different levels of identification in terms of student growth, and at expectation is a level 3. Above expectations is a level 4, and significantly above expectation is a level 5. And so that's where we are as a system at a level 5. But we had 12 level 5 schools. And those schools are Andrew Jackson, East, Thelma Barker, Northeast Middle, Southside High School. The principal just texted me, Miss Tucker. She says she's listening, so I want to make sure I recognize her.
Oh, Miss Tucker. She's fantastic. Yeah, Southside High School. Hey, Miss Tucker.
JCM Early College, Madison Academic, North Parkway Middle, JCT, Isaac Lane, and Pope. Those are all level 5 schools. And we had 9 reward schools, meaning that they did well in terms of growth and achievement, the highest designation that a school can receive in the state of Tennessee. And those schools are Alexander, East, JCM Early College, Isaac Lane, Northeast Middle, South, Thelma Barker, Madison Academic, and Pope. And we were excited to see two of our high priority schools, which were on the state takeover list, exit that list. And those schools are Isaac Lane and Arlington. So the improvement that our students are making is definitely a result of hard work from our teachers, our leaders, and all of our support staff that's making this happen. And that's why I have a strong commitment to continue to invest in our employees.
That's awesome. Now, small favor. Okay. I was hoping Greg Hammond would alert you two gentlemen to this. Obviously, he didn't. Liberty Tech Culinary Department, they've got the best sweet rolls in the history of sweet rolls. I'm not kidding you. So he used those to get in here one time, and he's never brought them back. Have you guys ever tried those sweet rolls? That's an awesome way to learn.
Dan,
no, ain't it, Doc?
Look at me. Have I ever passed a roll?
Okay, so at the gala the other night, it was great to see these businesses that put. I mean, they put a lot into the Jackson Madison County school system because they know how important it is.
Absolutely.
To invest into the community. It's a wonderful thing when you do that. Anything that you have, whether it's at your home, at a country club, if you don't invest into it, it's going to eventually fall apart. And Blue Oval City recognizes that. Tyson, Dixie. I mean, the list goes on and on. The support at the gala the other night, I just thought was tremendous.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, it's incredible. That event was a vision of how do we get our supporters out to kind of hear our successes as well as our challenges. And I think when you tell people your successes, when you tell people about your challenges, they are willing to help you. and you don't want to cover up your challenges. Oftentimes people want to talk about the success, but they omit what your challenges are, and people want to know what those challenges are so they can contribute to that. And that's the reason we saw $100K in our donations from our donors who came to the gala last week. But last year we raised $75,000, same gala, and we raised $75,000 last year, which went to contributions and gifts in at our discretion on how we use it in terms of supporting staff, students, and our employees. So we were really excited. I think Dr. Gatley could add kind of his thoughts to the gala event.
Yeah, last year, first year, was Say Something Good. Dr. King, when he left the meeting, he said, I want to challenge. We probably had 250, 300 last year, maybe.
Right.
It was a great event, first time. It's at Grant Center. And he said, I want to challenge, everybody in the room to say something good about the school system. Go out and say something good. And so this year we had probably, I'd say close to 400, 350, 375. And this year was, we're getting better. We're getting better. So, I think people see that. People want to be on a winning team. And our school system is a winning team. I think the community wants the school system to be a positive one, a successful one. Our private schools do a good job. They have a place. Our school system, Dr. King mentioned we have, just right around 900 certified teachers, who took out loans, did everything that they can do to get certified to teach and make a positive impact on students on a daily basis. Just over 1,000 or so non-certified people. So we have people in our district that are providing for their families. And what I can appreciate, what Dr. King mentioned a few minutes ago about 100% for your health care for the person that works there. That's a game changer for people in our school system who some of them have not made as good of money. And it's not been, it takes some time. We're getting better. We're getting better at a whole lot of things. And we listen. So many times people come in, Dr. King will meet with them, bring them into our meetings and say, tell us about what's the issue. What do you have? And a lot of times they don't understand, or they don't understand that they can't believe that Dr. King will take the time with the executive leadership team to sit down and talk to them. What is your concern? What's your problem? So I just think that we're our best times are ahead of us, and just appreciate everything that's going on, and certainly this station for getting the word out.
Well, hey, listen, when I'm telling you, I haven't, the mayor's office, Scott Conger, all they ask, be fair. Same
Be
thing
fair.
from Jackson County Schools. That is, that lights a fire under us.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice to see because, I brought up that Facebook post that, and again, I don't think it would be fair not to let you address this.
Right.
And you may not even want to.
Oh, no, I don't have a problem with that.
And, okay, well.
But what I will say.
Yes, sir.
I'm unapologetic about taking care of all our employees. And I don't apologize for taking care of employees because it's nothing wrong with taking care of your people. It's within my budget. It's within the revenue. So I'm unapologetic about it, but I don't mind talking about some things that could have been taken out of context so that people can know that we're not out here just buying things and that these things that I'm benefiting from, I'm not benefiting from other than the fact that kids are getting better. And I want the kids to be successful. I want our students to be able to succeed. So that's what I'm getting out of it. And so if doing that is going to allow our kids to get better, it's going to keep happening, as I've said, from day one.
Okay, I saw this on Facebook. By the way, Dr. Marlon King is superintendent at Jackson-Madison County Schools. He's here in studio. Dr. Ricky Catlett is the number 2. He's in studio as well. Now, I've known these two gentlemen, full disclosure, for a long, long time, and I know their character. And so when I saw this post on Facebook, I thought, okay, it's on Facebook, must be true. So it said, this is ridiculous. Shame on you. Talking about Madison County School Superintendent, and that's you.
Right.
As you know.
Right.
And it had, again, I don't know where, I mean, this is typed up. I'm going to hurriedly, that's not yours. Well, I mean, you don't type it up like that, I don't think.
Absolutely not.
But, okay, so I'm thinking, okay, let me look at this. And it appeared to me you're trying to make it look like something that it wasn't.
You cherry pick.
Yes.
And you chose what department you wanted to choose. And there was only one department. And when I pulled...
But you guys are losing money, right?
No, not at all.
So from $13 million, you
to $20 million.
20 million in reserve. Okay, so it's not that. They're not worried about that. How many times are you going to the county commission begging for money, though?
I haven't requested any money from the commission since I've been superintendent.
Oh, okay.
And that ESSER money he mentioned a few minutes ago, he took the ESSER money to do the capital projects, the roofs, the HVAC, some of those capital projects and maintenance of effort were taken over with ESSER money.
Yeah, folks, this is very serious here, what we're talking about.
Right.
Because it's if there was a problem, we would definitely, you guys know we would definitely we did take a look at it. But if it's, I don't understand why people, it seems like this is done to mislead people.
Exactly.
And I want to know why. We'll get to that. But like Old Country Store.
That's a good example.
$800 leadership meeting luncheon.
That's a great example right there. That's a great example of misinformation. The $800 was actually the PO. The actual cost was like the $388. Mm-hmm. So if you scroll through there, you'll see a $388 breakfast for our maintenance, a Christmas breakfast for the maintenance department.
For Christmas?
But the thing is, it's a duplication. So you have a PO number and you also have the actual amount on there. Misinformation to the public. And like I said, school system and the school division side, it's honest government. We're transparent. And that's the reason that I didn't have a problem with however this list came out, because it's honest and it's not anything that we're hiding. And even if you look at the list where they want to sensationalize it with the massages, well, the massage pictures were posted on Twitter, Facebook. You could see it. It wasn't anything that you were hiding.
You thought you were hiding it, didn't you?
I thought
on social media.
I couldn't, I guess, right? On social media, it's going to put it all out there, but it's there. So
I'm laughing, but this is serious.
Absolutely.
Because this is not the right thing to do.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's not.
That's the point of this, isn't it?
And to take the distraction off of what's happening in our school system, it's unfortunate to families. It's unfortunate to those people who are looking at our school system and looking around at us and the things that we're doing, to sensationalize this and to put this out there. One, without dates, one without numbers, one without even getting clarification from the division head.
And I tell you what, as a parent, I'm upset because I've got a child in 8th grade. Let's imagine if Dr. King didn't have the experience as a superintendent and a leader of the school and had to focus all the time on something that is made up and just this was picked, that was picked, and it had to focus his time and energy on something that's not even worthy of time spent. You know, it's
that's
and I wonder why.
After I looked through this, fellas, that's what I worried about. Okay, how do you guys take this? I mean, because there's no justice here with this list. I mean, it's by the way, it says $80 on this list, Starbucks. So that's one cup of coffee, right?
Well,
that's an attempt at humor.
And when you look at this list from another division, you have Green Frog on this list, and you have Outback. You have the same. You have different divisions. I guess they're taking
Heavenly Hams.
Heavenly Hams.
What? Yes, sir.
So
yes,
it's interesting. But the thing I think that's important is, what is the intent around wanting to have the best public school system? Do we want to have a great school system, or do we say that we want to have a great public school system, but we really might have a different agenda when it comes to truly saying we really want a good public school system? As we need all people on deck, and we need them to have a stake in the ground around the public school system as we continue to prepare our kids for the expansion in this region. But when you have distractions like this causes people to wonder, like, okay, I'm wondering if this is this waste? And nothing was mentioned about revenue. So the revenue that we bring in terms of gifts and contributions, that was never even mentioned. So that's very, very concerning. But, you know, one of the things you have to...
It's done the other day, you know? It's that just, bam, you hit it, and then there's no information right then. You just leave it out there.
Right. And then that's why, and that's one of the reasons I sent this to WBBJ, so that they could be fully aware. And I welcomed an interview so that I can make sure that I share, you know.
If you sit down with BBJ?
What I have already. Yeah, I did.
I wish they would be as quick to get the revenue out as they were quick to get this out.
That's not the model, Rick. It's division. It's hatred. It's stirring things up. So one of the things they put in here is Heavenly Ham again, $17,000 dollars.
Right. So you have almost 2,000 employees, and you give all your employees, if you go to McDonald's and you get a value meal, I'm sure it's going to be $10+.
You can't. No, I don't know if you can get a value meal for that today.
And so at our leadership conference,
2,000 employees.
Yeah. So at our leadership conference this year in August that we had at Ullman Arena, when we had all of our employees, 2 days back to back, we made sure that our employees were fed. Not only that, the year before, when we were at the Civic Center, we made sure that employees were fed. I just believe in making certain that we take care of them. And one of the reasons is when you think about almost 2,000 people assembling in one spot, and they have to go out for lunch. You think about what's going to happen to restaurants, and it's going to push time back for people getting seated. You gotta really think about, hey, they got to get back to work on time. So you have to take all that into consideration. So what is wrong with a good gesture of saying, hey, look, we providing lunch for you. If you want the lunch, that's fine. But if you still want to go out to eat, that's still fine. But we're going to make sure that we provide lunch for our employees. You'll see on the list T-shirts. This year we had black T-shirts with our logo on it for all employees. And with the business model, I think,
which is marketing as well.
Absolutely. And so
the privates do it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
it's
the
a
publics
pride
do
thing.
it. It's a pride thing.
It's a pride thing. I am proud to be a part of Jackson-Madison County School System. And so you see that on there. And so one of the things that we're trying to do is make certain that we do what's best for kids. But in order to do what's best for kids, you have to take care of the people who are pouring into kids every single day. We have 296 kids who experience homelessness. And we have families who come to us and they say, do you all have towels? Because we can't afford to keep purchasing towels at our hotel. And so we have these kids are factored into our accountability metric, and these schools are making the grade, and they're reward schools and level 5 schools. And so you take all of that into context and to give someone a meal and to give them a lunch to say, look, we appreciate you. We give you a T-shirt. We appreciate you. Keeping in mind that our salaries were in the bottom 25% of the state. I mean, we have to put a stake in the ground in this community around what we think about our teachers and what we think about employees who are preparing the future, workforce. That is our greatest investment. And so we have to be very dogged about how we feel about that and what we're going to do. And that's why I mentioned earlier that I'm unapologetic about investing in our employees and making sure that they are equipped to serve and support our students and families with top-notch service, but also with the educational tools that they need to be successful.
Yeah, but I got you here.
Go for it.
So you got a floor seat for the Grizzlies, don't you? I see Grizzlies on here.
And 10 students.
Students?
I haven't been to a Grizzlies game, and I can't tell you when.
You said seriously?
Absolutely. I haven't been to a Grizzlies game. I mean, with this job, how can you?
Oh, when do you have time?
You know, when you have time to go to a Grizzlies game.
Now, see, I would be embarrassed if I posted this, and then I hear you say you sent 10 students.
Yeah. And Dan, the thing about it is all those...
And they'll remember that always, won't they?
Right. And that was the problem is it's made to seem that Dr. King is getting a massage, that Dr. King is taking a limo, that Dr. King's going to the Grizzlies. That's just not. There's nothing further from that being the truth. And here's something else
that's what's so bothersome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know. And the other thing is guess what else we've done in the community? is we've used different. I know Heavenly Ham's got a lot of advertisement off this deal, but we use Chick-fil-A.
By the way, will you send will somebody fax Heavenly Ham a rate sheet?
That's right. We would get them.
No, they're friends.
They are. They're great. But he's used the community, different companies in the community, to partner with us.
But what's disappointing also, the very first
somebody
year.
messed up here. Honey Baked Ham's on there.
Yeah.
You know,
so what?
Chick-fil-A, all these local businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what's disappointing also, my first year after renewing a contract, I was given a bonus, $10,000 and some more things. I gave the $10,000 back to the school system and said, I'm going to endow this, and this is only for Jackson-Madison County school students who are going to go to school for this particular area. Did you find that post on Facebook?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Oh, okay. Not one word.
Yeah, not one word about that.
It's
not one
on this
word
one.
about the 10,000 superintendents don't give back their check to kids.
But the COVID money, didn't you put that in your pocket or give yourself a raise?
I gave it back to students.
Heavenly Ham?
Well,
Students.
I gave it to employees so they can take care of students. And some
but-
students might get, I think I did have lunch with some students, and they did have, but they had Jimmy John's. Let's give Jimmy John some
He didn't even eat. He didn't even eat the box lunch.
That's why this bothered me so much after
Oh man, me too.
It's just now because both of you gentlemen are highly intelligent. So it's in Dr. King, you're much more than Ricky.
There's no question. There's no question about it.
No, but both of you are, and you're wonderful people. And again, I didn't just meet you two gentlemen.
Right.
Now we did look at this because it's what we have to do.
Right.
And it bothers me that people, I don't know what the motive is to intentionally mislead. I see it as intentionally misleading. Am I going too far with that?
Misuse of public information from a public official.
I just wonder what this is about. And this is not. We always, when we get together, laughter is medicine, folks.
Right.
But this is serious.
Right.
See,
absolutely.
And I wonder why the school system is, we have done all we've tried to do is to do a good day's work, and say what we're do what we say we're going to do, and for Dr. King to be highlighted in a way that is just a lie, it troubles.
It's a gut punch we see it happen on the national level. We don't really know those people, but on the local level, we know these people. We know one another. This just will not. This will not fly. This will not do. Up with which we cannot put. We can't let this national model be implemented on the local level, or it's going to take us all down. I just feel like there's a movement out there to try to take a wrecking ball to all the Blue Oval City, SK, Tyson. Again, the list goes on. Dixie. And you know what I mean? It's why can't it? This is great news for all of us. It really is. I've never seen the public school system, the superintendent's office, City Hall, and the Jackson Area-wide Chamber of Commerce be on the same page. I've not seen that in my lifetime here, and it's encouraging to see. Now, before you get to that, Rick, let me add this, Doc. What I was getting at with you're highly intelligent. You obviously know how to budget. That's a big budget. I think there's a reason why Bernie Madoff didn't get into education. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have if you have picked a business to scam money off of, you pick a Marlin. What are you thinking? That's where. It's all public records.
Right.
Folks, think about that for just one moment. You're going to risk everything you've done in your career for a ham sandwich.
Right.
Now think about that for a moment.
And think of this: the request for the information and the information that was sent. Had it had the donations alongside of it, then people can then they can see, and it doesn't have them making a story up, not with all the information. The donation, people have been so fortunate in are so giving, and we've been fortunate in our school system to have partners that have given money for Dr. King to do what he is the CEO and can decide what the money needs to be spent on.
All right, let me read some texts that have come in, okay? And we'll start with this one. This is on the Advanced Rehab and Medical text line. It says the superintendent seems to have forgotten that he's the one who's supposed to be pouring the resources into the students. Our schools rank at the bottom 10% of the state academically, and you're not focused on instruction. Does any of this ring true?
So, I mean, I just list the improvements that we're making. And resources have been important to students. And, you know, let me just list a couple of things that we're doing.
Oh, by the way, they tagged it with, this one says, Dan, it's a shame you're so biased. This could have been a really good interview. Good day. They say, good day to you, sir, as well. I think what you've been sharing and we've been looking into is accurate information. So and I've asked you the questions, and you've had the answers. Now, the people that posted this stuff are nowhere to be seen or heard right now. So you tell me who's biased. You tell me why a man like Dr. Marlon King, Dr. Ricky Catlett, going to get into school business. John Dillinger was asked, why do you rob banks? That's where the money is. This is public education. Right. And again, there's a reason why Bernie Madoff didn't get into public education. But go ahead. Sorry. I get a little disappointed sometimes. Not in myself. I love me some me.
Right.
Let me get that straight. No. And this one,
you know, I think to go to, and Dr. Williams in here, and she's done a phenomenal job with our academics, and you know, it takes time to build and to get to where we want to be academically. You know, it takes time to get where we want to build to prepare students for jobs. You know, the kindergarten students that started kindergarten next year, the job that they will have is not even created yet. So, you know, it's a constant assessment, evaluation of what we're doing and looking. And I think the thing that the texts are maybe missing is we're pouring into our teachers. And our teachers are the ones that are teaching, and they're teaching as hard as they can, and we got to provide them with the support. And it goes back to the thing of providing them a good climate and culture to work in.
Can I offer this?
Sure.
So let's just take for a moment. When the district was a level 1 district, and let's make the assumption that kids were receiving the resources that they needed when they were level 1. What changed? We didn't pick up a different group of students. We still have the same students. But what we have done, we've done things differently around the people who serve our students. And when you take care of your employees, they will take care of your students. And so that, you know, you can't just take care of one without taking care of the other. And with the pandemic and just with the challenges right now, even in public education and education throughout our nation, I mean, more than ever, we need to make sure that we are putting structures in place to support our teachers, our transportation workers, our cafeteria workers, our ed assistants, secretaries, everybody across the board in order to make this work. That's what the business model does. That's what you're going to see is that they're going to take care of their employees, as I've read about Microsoft. So I think our students didn't change. We still have the same demographics, but what has changed is what we do for our team and what we believe about the people who serve our students every day. Think about this. A bus driver gets up probably around 3:30 in the morning to get prepared to get on the bus. And I call that a moving classroom. And so you have 60 students on a bus and you're moving, and you can't even walk the aisle to make sure that the student is sitting down or whatever. And these people sacrifice. But when you look at what we're paying on some of our salaries, you know, when you have right here our salary schedule, now you can see this at a bachelor's degree starting at $11 in some areas. That's unfortunate, and we can't be a system like that. We cannot.
Well, I mean, if you adjust that for inflation, the average wage has been stagnant for decades.
Right.
You cannot live off $11 an hour.
You can go to Chick-fil-A and make $15 an hour.
That's true.
Absolutely.
And then they're paying for their insurance on top of that. Some people are working just to have insurance. So those are things that he's looked at.
From the Advanced Rehab and Medical text line, this one reads, did you know that arts contribute $760 billion to the U.S. economy and 4.9 million jobs all across the country? It was great hearing those young ladies on from The Little Mermaid earlier. Thanks for sending that text. That's another example. Leah, the they call her drama teacher still these days. And her connection with those kids, I mean, they were wonderful on the air. We've got Bree, who's a student at Madison Academic. Her dad's a friend of mine, Chris, from at Pops Music. He last summer said, "Hey, my daughter is going to be a senior at Madison." And Bree, can you believe it? It's almost been a year. She graduates next month. She has talked about she'd like to do a talk show. I said, bring her up. And he didn't bring her up. I was in Pops Music again a couple of weeks later. I said, Chris, do you really have a daughter? And does she really want to come on? He said, I'm bringing her tomorrow morning. I was on at 6 a.m. She walked in at 6 a.m. I never met Bree. And she was not that alert when she came in. Mm-hmm. So she sat down right next to me. And I noticed she starts laughing at the things I'm doing. And which, if somebody laughs at my jokes, I like them right off the bat. But no, she was getting the humor that I thought, a 17-year-old shouldn't be getting. She does a show on Wednesdays, Teen Talk. And she hosts it right here behind this board.
Wow.
That's that's what I'm seeing, folks. So it's fine if you want to get after me. I've been doing this for 23 years.
Yeah.
And this could have been a great interview. What? Exposing the truth is not that interesting.
Right. I mean, one of our belief statements is that we're going to focus on the AAA, arts, academic, and athletics. And so we've poured a lot of emphasis into the arts. And so we're having this system-wide drama. And so we're excited about that. And we're just excited about giving students an opportunity to have a place in school. We had our VEX Robotics tournament at Arlington Elementary, which offered students an opportunity to participate in something. So we want students to be engaged and be involved. And so highlighting these three areas are important, Dr. Kelly.
And last weekend, we at the mall, that's right. We had they had the mall. A lot of people were in the mall that on Saturday, and we had people's chorus was band in there, art expos was all around it, and then we also have an elementary basketball pilot now that it's in Arlington.
Middle school baseball.
We're going to get
elementary soccer coming.
Elementary soccer sprint. It's coming up.
Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about. If you want to find out, you can find out. You really can. And you can't find out on social media. Well, you could, but if you and JMCSS.org is one of the. I mean, that's a tremendous website with communication. The Superintendent Chronicle, what does it come out? That should be a daily. Can you do that daily? You said, geez, no. But it's, this text comes in on the Advanced Rehab and Medical text line. Says, I don't care if the teachers work 180 days per year. So what? Pay them for 360. We should support the teachers, their staff, and the schools for the betterment of our country and society.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This one reads, poverty and income inequality is what hinders most public schools. The public schools have to teach all kids with all kinds of personnel and mental health problems. That came in on the text line. That's something else that, mental health these days, it's the insane asylums were closed down.
Yeah.
in the 80s. And they handed them a empty pizza box that says, "Hey, use that for a briefcase. Have a good day."
And Dr. King brought in with Dr. Williams and Dr. Franklin social wraparound services for different needs. And like he mentioned a few minutes ago, we have a lot of students that are, they may not know where they get the next meal, or maybe homeless, or just going through life that happens. And that department really does a great job of working with families. And oftentimes people don't look at that or talk about that, but they send their students to school, and we have to deal with what they're dealing with and educate them.
Let me read one more text, and we'll get out of here. And thanks for spending so much time.
Thanks for having me.
I really, people may not know you, may not know Ricky, but I think listening to you and getting an idea of who you are, your personalities, I think that's a good thing. Now, this one reads from the Advanced Rehab and Medical Text Line. The people of West Tennessee are so fortunate to have Dr. Marlon King as our leader and superintendent of schools. He is the first superintendent in my memory to have brought our school system up to improvements in every area. He loves children, teachers, employees, and parents. He's helped build relationships with the community and the school board and the community as no other superintendent has done. I'm personally and professionally excited about our public school future, and the proof is in the results. The future looks great, and as parents and people of Madison County, we are absolutely thrilled with this man of God leading our schools. We love you, Dr. King. DTRB sent that one in.
Very grateful. Thank you. Very grateful.
Dr. Marlon King, Superintendent, Jackson, Madison County School System. Dr. King, I would hate to have had you in and not covered something you'd like to get to today. Anything you'd like to close with?
I just close with that. I'm very humbled to serve in this role. I don't take it lightly. This work is very hard work, and I tell people HARD and HEART. And yeah. Again, I'm just grateful to serve. And as I said from day one in 2020, I don't want to disappoint this community. And more importantly, I don't want to disappoint God. And so when you see us messing up or not doing the right thing, let us know. Call us out on it. We want to get it right.
Constructive criticism is very important. Yeah. That's not what this was. So.
We're not perfect, but we're getting better.
Dr. Ricky Catlett, closing statement, sir.
Just appreciate Dr. King and the opportunity to be to work in his administration. We're thankful for our teachers, our support staff, our maintenance workers, our cafeteria workers, our students, everybody that tries to do the best job they can do every day. So the future is exciting, and we appreciate you giving us an opportunity to come on and talk with you.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you in, and it's good to see. It's refreshing to see. I know for me, and I hope for the two of you gentlemen, that so many people recognize what's going on in a very positive way that far exceeds the amount of negative. Doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
If you're doing your job, not everybody's going to be happy. That's the way it is, right?
That's correct.
So, Casey, that means you are absolutely doing your job.
I am doing the best I can with what I got. I got to deal with you. I will say this. I've known Ricky Catlett for several years. I just had the opportunity to meet Dr. King this morning, and I've known Ricky for years, and there's very few people that I can say this about, and I don't say this about you, Dan, but I will say this about Ricky, one of the most upstanding men that I have ever met in my life.
Well,
I totally agree.
If I handed it to him, Ricky, I couldn't read your writing.
Appreciate you doing that.
No, it's. I'm glad you two are in the school system. I really am. It's a pleasure to be friends with you, and but more importantly, to see the advancement, all the improvements with Jackson Madison County Schools. And is there have any idea when it's going to be called central office or
Hub City Central Complex.
Hub
Mhm.
City
Yeah.
Central
Complex.
Complex. Element Arena is going to undergo a facelift big time. Any idea when that may be complete?
Well, we're focused on the stadium right now. So there'll be some activity going on when we get through graduation. So just stay tuned.
Awesome. Ken, Ricky, would you mind if I had a little say-so in the press box? Would
Air. How about air?
Air conditioning, cup of coffee, shrimp dinner. No, it's been I've had so much fun this year.
Thanks for
meeting
having
so
us.
many new people, and keep it up. I mean, keep it up, fellas. Thanks again, Dr. Marlon King, Superintendent, Jackson-Manus County School System, and Dr. Ricky King, the number 2, Jackson-Manus County School System. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for watching the program today. We'll crank it all right back up. By the way, the Memphis Grizzlies lost last night. Oh, boy.
Hey.
It looks like LeBron James is
old.
And he's still the best player on the floor. Jeez.
Old.
Still, they come back to Memphis. We've got all the Memphis Grizzlies games, and we got some softball and baseball with the Jackson-Manus County Schools coming up as well. Have a wonderful evening. Tomorrow morning it starts over with Daybreak, local and live all day long. Greg Wood and the G Unit, 6 to 8. Then Julie Holt. Julie was sick today. Hopefully she'll be back tomorrow with Julie Said It. Then Chuck Walker from 10 to 1. Dave Ramsey 1 to 3. And then right back in here tomorrow afternoon 3 to 6 with the Dan Reeves Show. Thanks again for listening. Thanks again for watching. And sorry to disappoint you for not getting into a fight, but we just talked about facts, and I know that's boring, but this is very important stuff we were talking about. Have a wonderful evening. Stay fresh.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters reporting.